nation. For these and other blessings we ask for in your Son Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
And the pledge. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Washington County Board of Supervisors, line session with Honorable Board President Carl McGee presiding.
Okay, on the agenda, I've got Justin Birch to be added to the agenda. Anyone else with additions to the agenda?
Yes, I'll just add IMS to the agenda.
IMS engineering to the agenda. Anyone else? We're going to add the attorney's report to the agenda as well. If there's nothing else, I need a motion. I make the move, and I need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Brooks. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. And the minutes.
Yes, I want to just start with the minutes on January 21st.
Right. Go ahead, Ms. Brooks.
Item number 2.
Go ahead.
Item number 2 shows I voted yay, and it also shows I voted nay.
Okay. Make that correction. Anything else?
And what the correction, you know what the correct correction is?
You do vote nay? You voted nay, you said.
I voted nay.
So we'll
but
change it to nay.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
want to be clear, that was.
You
in
made
the
it clear in your
minutes.
motion.
On item number 2, Ms. Bernadine, it says I voted yay, and it's also I voted nay.
Right. We're going to clean, you said you voted nay.
I voted nay.
We're going to change that one up.
Okay, on the minutes, first I'm gonna start on the minutes, January 27th, 2025. Same exact thing. First it says on item number 4, it says I voted yay and nay on item number 4. Item number 5, it says I voted yay, and it also says I voted nay.
What date is it on?
This on January 21st.
21st or 27th?
27th, I'm sorry, 4 and 5. On here it says all yay, McGee, Gordon, Brooks, Redmond, nay, Brooks, absent Benson. Item number 5, it says all voted yay, McGee, Gordon, Brooks, Redmond, nay, Brooks, absent Benson. So I didn't vote both ways. But also going back to,
But you want nays on both of them?
well, I'm just bringing it to your attention, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, but nays on both of them.
But my biggest concern with January 27th, on our minutes reflecting from the 21st, we did recess. And normally when we recess, we always receive an agenda. But at this particular meeting, let me go back. When we recess to only interview, as we talked about in this meeting, we recessed to interview applicants who submitted an application for road manager. That's what we agreed to. But when we came to the meeting on the 27th, we did do an interview, and it took almost an hour process of interviewing. And President McGee made the motion to hire someone. Well, the concern I'm making is, first of all, we didn't have an agenda. It was never amended to hire anyone. We never made no amendments to even take action. Also, the next piece, all items that took place, nothing was amended to the agenda. So this goes to the attorney. If we come to discuss hiring anyone, and if no action was taken to amend the recess meeting, is this legal?
Can't hear you, Ms. Brooks.
Can you speak up so we all can be on the same page?
If an item, in this case, to interview is on the agenda, then that is a personnel action, and you can take additional actions as the board deems it desires, because it's on the agenda as to interview people for that particular office.
Okay, first of all, we never received an agenda. When we came to this meeting on the 27th, we did not have an agenda.
But you just said it was recessed.
It was recessed.
Let me finish.
That's correct.
You specifically stated that it was the meeting was recessed
That is correct.
to consider that item, okay, and the item being interviewed. All right. When that is done, then the board can proceed further, all right? If it, going to hire during that meeting, it has a right to, because the personnel action has been, has taken place. The personnel action has taken place. It doesn't matter whether you hire that meeting or a subsequent meeting. But, you know, the board certainly has that option to take other action, pertaining to that item that you did discuss, okay?
Okay, let me read item number 45 from the January 21st meeting, 2025. This is what it says. 45, in reason, order to recess meeting until January 27, 2025. Motion made by Brooks, second by Supervisor Gordon. The vote was yay, McGee, Gordon, Brooks, Redmond, period. It doesn't even talk about what we're talking about in the recess meeting. So my question to you
So
is,
what was your motion, to recess? What was, item 45, what was the purpose for item 45, Ms. Brooks?
okay, I just told you what it was, but I'm telling you what the minutes are, what the minutes reads, okay?
You understand my question?
I understand, but at the end of the day, it's all about what's in the minutes at this point. I can say what I want to say, but you know that you're a savvy attorney. But I'm telling you what the minute says, okay? So if the minute says that we're just recessing and it doesn't give what we're talking about and no agenda was submitted to any of us, so what does that leave us for the meeting that took place on January 27th when we had no meeting, no minute, no agenda, thank you. We had no agenda, so where does that leave us, Mr. Attorney?
Well, and did you ask for an agenda?
Well, since I've been on this board for the last six, going into 7 years, when, can I get finished? When we have a recess meeting, we get emailed an agenda. No agenda was submitted. So I was under pressure, and I even talked to Mrs. Carter, asked her why was the meeting not being recorded on Facebook. She even said she did not realize that we'd be taking action, okay?
What I said was,
What?
we never, record interviews, which we don't.
Right, and if I'm correct, if we're having a meeting, don't you normally have Facebook on? When we have, I'm not talking about for meetings, I'm talking about when we take action.
No.
We don't have it on?
I don't have Facebook on all the time.
Okay, so let's go back. Since I've been on the board, you're telling me that we don't run, when we're taking action in this board meeting, we don't have Facebook on?
Y'all taking action in budget meetings and it's not recorded.
So, can I have a question then? Why didn't you have, when we had the agenda meeting, why was it not being recorded? Because we took action on some real things. Exactly, we did not have an agenda, Attorney Griffin.
Can I just say this? All right. If you do not have an agenda, then the prior meeting, this is a recess meeting.
Right.
All right? The prior meeting's agenda carries over into that recess meeting.
Okay.
You understand?
I understand, but I'm going back to certain items that took place
All
that,
right, we gotta wrap this up now. Come on.
I'm talking about all the items that took place, no action was taken to amend the agenda. Like, for instance, Mr. Carmen and all these motions pretty much were made by President McGee except for two. Mr. McGee made a motion to hire someone. We only interviewed. I was not prepared to, and I think other board members, we didn't know that we were going to hire anyone. Then Mr. McGee comes back talking about Sportsplex. That was not on the agenda. These are items he made a motion to add someone to the agenda, and he came with his person that he wanted to appoint. It was not even talked about in the meeting on the 21st that we even talking about Sportsplex. No action was made to amend the agenda to even talk about Sportsplex. No action was made to amend to talk about allowing someone to have alcoholic beverages. So my concern to you, if there was not any discussion and no action was taken to amend the agenda, are these things legal to discuss in a board meeting, Attorney Griffin?
Were motions made, were objections made to these items being placed on the agenda?
You were there just like I was.
I'm
I mean,
asking you, did you object?
Well, I didn't object because there was so much stuff going on, and you know, I did object. I object that we shouldn't take any action. Number one, because Bishop Benson was not here to even take a vote on the road manager when it came to the.
Now, you did object to that one.
I did also object to Mr. Miles as well because I said Bishop Benson was not here. It was unfair because I didn't even know. I made an objection because I didn't even know if that was going to be discussed. I said if that was the case, I would have brought my people I wanted to appoint to the Sportsplex board as well, and you heard that, and you allowed that action to take place again. No motion was made to add this to the agenda.
Ms. Brooks, I don't have any authority to allow or disallow any item, okay? It's up to this board. That is not the call of a lawyer.
Okay.
All right, the lawyer provides legal advice. I don't have a vote, nor do I wish I had some authority to say, no, you can't do that. I don't have that authority, okay? You keep making reference to what the lawyer has. The lawyer has no authority. Now, I'll be happy if you want me to. You should have given me notice, and I would have done the legal research to explain to this board what ought and ought not to take place, or what would be the consequences of actions that the board takes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I have another question.
All right,
My-
Ms. Brooks, you're gonna have to wrap it up.
Okay, my question to you then, again, Attorney Griffin, item number 5 and number 6. No item
Which agenda?
on January the 27th. On January the 27th, item 5 and 6, coming from our meeting on the 21st, no discussion came up about adding Sportsplex to the agenda. President McGee made a motion just to put on the agenda. Normally, since I've been on the board, before we add anything to the agenda, this board has to approve it. This board did not approve to add this item to the agenda. The board did not vote to add item 6 to the agenda. So my question to you, is this legal and binding?
Let me ask you a question. Weren't you an active participant in these? Don't say a word. Weren't you an active participant, and you only got upset because the board would not agree to include the person you want? You know what I'm saying? Weren't you an active participant in these items that were on the agenda pertaining to the sports play?
Attorney
Yes
Griffin.
or no?
I was there and I brought to your attention, I said to you, it was unfair because I told them we should discuss this on Monday because none of us knew that President McGee was going to try to discuss this without everybody else knowing. And so I'm just asking you,
No.
Oh, what you got?
Attorney Griffin, my question, you still didn't answer my question.
Let me say this. If
You
a
say wrap up.
majority of this board decide to go forward with an item, this lawyer has no control over it.
Okay, but no
you
motion
wrap
was made.
No lawyer has any
So
control.
Attorney
Let her wrap
Griffin,
up.
even though no motion was made to add these items to the agenda, it's legal? It's either yes or no. I asked you a
I will put it
question.
in writing. I've told you, I'm gonna research all of this.
All
And
right.
we'll put it in writing.
So if we're gonna recess this, do we vote on this today or do we table it since you got to do the research?
There's no motion on the floor other than to approve the minutes.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking you
You have to
because,
approve your minutes, Ms. Brooks.
so we got to prove minutes of a legal meeting.
It was nothing illegal.
It was very legal because at the end of the day,
No, she finna wrap up.
I said, at the end of the day, the actions that were taken were illegal because this board did not approve to add any of these items on the agenda. We did not have an agenda. Asking the attorney, was that legal? He was at the meeting, and so the concern is that we have a meeting going on, no agenda. The attorney was, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. The president was able to talk about what he wanted to talk about, and this board did not approve to add these items to an agenda from our recess meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Brooks. Anyone else? All right, now I have a motion on the floor, a second for minutes approval. Minutes.
Mr. President, can
Minutes.
you, do them individually?
Minutes. Approval.
All right, can you do,
No,
if we're
ma'am,
gonna do
you're
them,
being disrespectful,
why don't you,
bro.
I'm asking would you do them individually, cause it's two sets of minutes.
No, either you approve the minutes or you don't. All right,
Fine.
I got a motion on the floor, need a second.
Second.
All in favor of approving the minutes, show by sign of aye.
Who made the motion?
Any opposed?
Point of information, my vote is
I
nay.
did.
You made the motion and you seconded it. And it's
All
to
right.
approve January 21st and 27th?
The minutes.
I'm asking, is it for 21 and 27?
All right, approval of E911 expenditures, David, is he here?
He's not
You didn't
involved.
carry the motion. You didn't
All in
carry
favor of the motion, show by sign of aye.
the- Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Got one nay. What you got, Ms. Carter?
Hey, David could not be here, so presenting his report on his behalf. Expenditures for the month of January total $28,249.53.
Can you do a breakdown what the 28,000 is for, please, ma'am?
No, we never do it like that. Would you
I-
give her a copy?
No, I normally ask. I have a
Yes.
copy, can you read it out so we, as a
Yeah.
citizens of Washington County, know? And I
No.
normally ask Mr. Birchfield if I have any questions. Can you call out what the 28,000 is? Or is
No.
that a problem to let the
Yeah, we-
citizens
we
know
need
what
to
the
keep moving you
$28,000
forward so they know
is?
the books.
I'm so-
You've held us up enough. We're gonna continue as normal.
Mr. President, I think it's very insulting that you say I hold the county up because I only have concerns about the agenda.
All right.
Now I'm asking
Let me know when
about
you're
what
done,
the
so I can
dollars
finish.
are. We cannot read out what the $28,000 are for, so the citizens of Washington County can know what it is.
Let me
Mr.
know-
President,
Let me know when you finish.
I ask you, can we not hear what the $28,000 is for so the citizens of Washington County know what they are? Because we do have people out in Facebook world and even people here in the audience have no idea what the $28,000 are for.
Lee?
I understand where you're going with that, but if you do that, like Charlisa's report, you would be here to this time tomorrow. If you do all of them like that, they're available for anybody. But you go through Charlisa's, like I said, it's just page after page, and not only hers, road department, everybody. If we do everybody's like that, we'd be here. So I understand what you're saying, but it's available for anybody. So if there's something in particular that you're looking for, I'd say, address that. But beyond that, I'd just say, you've got a copy, we've got a copy, and anybody needs a copy is, more than welcome.
Only thing
Any
different,
other
Supervisor Gordon,
comments?
as you were saying, when Mr. Birchfield is here and I ask him questions, he is more happily to answer any questions. I normally ask him what it's for, and he would tell us. So today is a problem to talk about what EMS is purchasing on today.
Okay, Mr. Burford's not here today?
No.
And we never go through that. So now I have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the expenditures.
Who made the motion?
I made the motion, Supervisor Gordon second. Any other comments, questions? All in favor of the motion to approve, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right.
He's also just wanting the board to present, to accept the EMPG reimbursement totaling $37,851.64.
Go ahead and make a motion, somebody.
So moved.
I got a motion, Supervisor Gordon, Supervisor Rittman, you second?
Right.
Thank you, sir. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And that is all the action needed.
All right, road manager.
Morning, everybody.
Good
Morning.
morning.
Hope everybody had a good weekend. A couple things, I got a couple quotes on some machinery. First off, our patch truck, we got it at Mid-South being diagnosed, got 2 quotes on that truck. It is for the front arm on it. It's never been replaced since we've owned the truck. Mid-South quoted us out a price of $7,091.29. The second quote was D&S Sales in Brandon, Mississippi. They quoted us $7,743.66.
Where's the truck at now?
Mid-South.
What was the two quotes?
$7,091.29. That's Mid-South where the truck was purchased. And the second quote is D&S Sales in Brandon, $7,743.66.
I move we go with the lowest.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I do have one question.
Motion
How long
carries.
before we
Go
get it
ahead.
back up and going?
Shouldn't be too long. I talked to Mid-South as soon as I get y'all approved when I get out of here. I'm gonna pick the phone and tell them let's get going. So maybe a week at most.
Okay.
We also went this morning, picked up our patch truck, the other patch truck, changing the bearings out. They picked that up this morning, Justin was on their way to get it.
Okay.
Second quote I have is for our Caterpillar track hoe. It is a smaller, mid-sized track hoe. It's a 307. We purchased this machine in 2018. After speaking with Caterpillar, we had a mechanical failure of the oil pump on this machine. It shut the machine down, so we're not able to get the machine started. Caterpillar come over, diagnosed the machine, why it wouldn't start, failure of an oil pump. Our recommendations from Caterpillar were, this machine, they give these machines a 5,000 hour life expectancy on these machines. We're at 4,600 on this machine. They suggested going in to fix this machine on the problems that's addressed right now. If we're gonna go in and do the trouble on the lower work, you might as well go in and do the upper work. So that's a complete overhaul on this motor on this machine. So a complete overhaul on this machine for the motor is $25,287.12. But we could possibly get out of that cheaper if they do not have to do the upper end on this machine.
So they won't know until they get in and the oil
Right,
pump failed.
But they're at the 5,000 hour mark on the life cycle of this machine, so they're suggesting just have this motor rebuilt.
Thank you.
I have a
Well-
question. Charlize,
I'm guessing that
that
the,
opinion.
if they get in there, if the oil pump, it sounds like it did its job shutting down when the oil pump went out. So what's the possibility of getting in there and it's just the oil pump, it shut down before it damaged anything? And what would that cost be?
Their percentage on that was a 50-50, if it shut it down before.
It's a good chance it damaged the motor, it's about 50-50 chance it damaged the motor.
But they're at the process with Thompson, after speaking with them and then diagnosing it, they suggest just redo the engine with the hours on the machine, because if we don't, and do the oil pump, we could run this machine for a week, 2 more months, a year,
Oil pump
and
goes out.
something else, the upper end go on pistons next time.
Yeah, I understand that, but I would like to at least know what it would, I mean, if it costs, which is probably not, but if it cost us $3,000 or $5,000 to replace the oil pump, I'd like to.
No, the lower end, we were looking more into the 15,
Okay, gotcha.
16 neighborhood to do the lower end on this machine. That was turn crankcase, everything, seals, oil pump, all the lower end work on it.
Okay.
So
All right, let me ask this. What did you say was the cost of a total rebuild?
$25,287.12.
How many hours on the motor?
Right now, we're at 5,600 hours. They put 5,000 on these machines.
I mean,
That's what I
46.
read. Yeah, 46.
All right,
So I have
I'm
a
going to
question.
go ahead.
4,600, how many years would you looking at?
On the machine we
Yeah,
own,
how many years have we had it?
2018.
Okay, the next question is, I know you got a quote. Is that a quote? Did you get 2 quotes?
No, Caterpillar's the only authorized dealer.
It's a
in
sole
Mississippi
source.
Right, because whatever they do to this machine, if it's lower end or the whole complete overhaul, this machine and this motor has to be dialed back in with computers because it's all electronic.
I feel that we should do the full project for the simple fact, I would hate to do the lower end, and as soon as we get the equipment, we come back, take it right back to them, and then you got, we won't have the equipment. So I move that we move forward to do the full project, the upper, the whole, what are we changing out?
Just
Rebuilding it.
overhauling the whole engine.
To overhaul the old engine at the amount he quoted us.
Give me a second for the rebuild.
Second.
Any other
And-
questions? All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
They also looked at the lower end of this machine, our rollers, our turntables, our final drives. They say they look pretty sound for this machine. So we're good with that
Okay.
as far as machine. Also, on our road department, moving forward, we're looking into some things. We're gonna start with our bridge department. I've worked with the engineers. We've come up with 3 different bridge sites that we can build in-house. We've got Wood Sawmill, we've got Cox Road and McMillan Road. After accessing these 3 bridge sites, we believe my sawmill is gonna be a pretty good site to come into next due to the least amount of work to get this crane into this job site.
Yeah, all those 3 we could do
Right,
in-house.
right, and I got with them on the ones they're having built,
With them, you got with who?
the engineers,
Got it.
the engineers on the ones that they're having built and the ones that we need to look into building.
Name those 3 again.
Ma'am.
The 3 you're talking about, which are 3?
Wood Sawmill, Cox Road, and McMillan Road.
Now, where's Woodsaw Mill? I'm just asking.
Wood Sawmill is off Highway 12.
And Cox Road is where?
Those are off of, they're all gonna be south of Adam Darlove, between Darlove and 12.
So all of this is in District 1?
No, I think not all of it. Wood Sawmill's kind of split real close to me and Jerry. And then,
Will Sawmill is east.
yeah,
person.
Yeah, I think that may be actually you, that, but, you know, they replaced that big bridge some years ago, and that other bridge is right down from it, yeah.
Right, it's the last bridge on the road, it's
Yeah.
closed off.
It's Cox Road, and what's the third one?
McMillan,
Macmillan, and it's in District One as well,
right.
okay.
That,
Any other questions?
we don't need a motion for that, I mean, that's always been done in-house, and, I mean, I think that's something, just move forward.
Well, I just wanted to let everybody know what we were looking at, you
Outstanding.
know, as far as the sites to move machinery in, so
Okay.
we're gonna look into getting that crane moved onto the site.
Yeah.
And, I believe we're gonna be able to start a lot earlier, you know, with this Wood Sawmill site, it's a lot better road to get into access wise.
Gotcha.
All right, anything else you wanna share, Mr. Clay?
Also, we're looking at doing some safety plans with our road department. We're gonna get some quotes, we're working on that right now on purchasing uniforms, not a lease, but a purchase. So we're working with several companies to get quotes on those,
Why would we wanna change it?
change what,
You said to purchase versus leasing.
we don't have any uniforms at the moment.
Oh, we don't have any uniforms, so we don't have someone to come get the uniforms and wash them and bring them back to the guys?
No, ma'am.
Did we ever do that? We've never done that?
We had a contract, there was some issues with it, last year, and, we just haven't been able to get it straightened out. This is the effort to go ahead and correct that problem.
So I guess the concern is, once we purchase, they're gonna be responsible for cleaning their own.
Yes, ma'am.
I am really concerned about the sanitation department. Normally, when you work with sanitation, it's leased out, because I would hate for them to take those clothes back to their homes and wash it in their wash machines, and you never know what garbage you're picking up, how it's gonna affect their families. So I think with sanitation, I think we really need to think about, if we're gonna be safety, if we're talking about safety measures, sanitation is totally different. I would hate to have them to take those clothes back home. It's best to lease it out, because you never know what you're picking up and what you can take back to the homes to affect them and their family.
Let's see if we can get a contract to cover both concerns.
Okay, so just do.
You all work it up and have a conversation and make sure you
We'll
report
do
to
that,
the board.
we'll do that. That's all I've got on mine.
All right, any questions for Clay?
Well, more of a comment, Mr. Norris, I don't want you and Mr. Harris think I voted against you too. I voted against the process. I feel it was very unfair that we took action, and Bishop Benson is not here. He represents right at 10,000 people as I do. So today we took a vote. It was not against you, it was against the process, okay? I talked to you on the regular, and I also let Mr. Horace know I was not voting against him. I was voting against the process, because when we make decisions like that, it should have taken place at this regular board meeting where citizens are here. The meeting was not recorded. They didn't even know we even hired a road manager or assistant road manager. So I just want you to understand, my vote was not against you. It was against the process that was very unfair.
Right, thank you, Ms.
Thank
Brooks.
you.
Anything else, Clay?
That's it.
All right, planning department.
Sir, Miss Engineer.
I did.
Yeah, the next item is number 6 is the
I
county
jumped one.
engineer.
Yeah, I jumped number 6, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Mr. Hooker. Thank you, Ms. Brooks.
Good morning.
Morning.
I gave everybody a copy of the report of kind of what's going on, what the status of the bridges are. Before we go over that, if you even want to go over it, I have talked with Clay on numerous occasions, and we were reviewing, we may want to change from the steel shell piles that we've been driving for years. You know, we got away from wood because of the scarcity of it and the longevity of it. We changed to steel shell piles and fill them with concrete. And since that time, the more bridges we inspect with steel shell piling, the more we're finding with them. So we're probably gonna recommend that we go to some steel the piling, steel piling, just that are made for piling, and encase them. And just for the longevity, and we're talking about going to steel in lieu of concrete, because what our machine can handle and what our hammer can drive. So we're in the process of that. We'll talk to Clay about it before we make a decision on a recommendation, and then we'll get with the board and be sure that we're all on board with changing the process. But I believe that'll be better for us in the long run. And like I said, we had several discussions, I just want to bring it up, Mr. Clay had mentioned the, issue with the bridges. What I dropped off with everybody is just kind of a report, a status report of where we're at. As you know, we got with the attorney, and filed the actual right-of-way documents for the, Burdette Road.
I don't have a
1217
copy.
Road.
I done went through everything. I don't have a copy.
If you want it, you're dead.
I'll give it to her.
I done went through everything. I don't have a copy at all.
Hold on, let's see. Here's your another copy.
You got one, Mark?
Yes, sir.
I'll pass her this one.
Got had an extra one just for that. But, anyhow, we have those, the right of way file, everything is clear with state aid, and the only thing we're waiting on is the wetlands report from, Headwaters, and they advised us they expect it this week. Generally, the holdup is, the wetlands and the cultural assessment report, but all those are in process on all those bridges. We expect to get the Burdette and Club 17 this week, hopefully. Once we do, we'll, actually go ahead and advertise these, for construction. The rest of them down there, you can see kind of where we're at, on them, their program. The next three bridges, got the geotechnical completed, and, waiting on the wetland process. That has to be, reviewed by the Corps of Engineers. And,
Now, what
then-
item is this? Is number 2?
That's number 2.
Okay.
And then sometimes, in doing that, they get with the, archives and history, they'll recommend another assessment, but I don't think that's gonna happen on any of the rest of these, and, that's kinda what the process is.
So these all the projects that we have going on with you, Mr. Hooker?
That's correct.
Okay.
Any questions?
Only other thing I have, we have, sent to, Mr. Norris a list of the bridges that require posting. We get them, I think the board should have a copy of them. If you don't have them, at least I'll give you my copy. And, but we've already sent them to him with the appropriate signage and the detail for putting them up. Once they get them put up, they're, generally, we'll take pictures of them, from both directions, and we'll send them to the bridge department, or the bridge inspection department, to be sure that they see that we're in compliance with all the rules and regulations. And, if you don't, then we'll follow up with them and get those checked.
All right. Any other questions, Mr. Hooker?
I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we hire IMS as the county engineer and inspector and release Hooker Engineering of their duties immediately effective. That's my motion.
I got him. She got the mic. She can hear. Her mic is on.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I said I'd like to make a motion to hire IMS as the engineering firm and the inspector and release Hooker Engineer as the engineer and inspector immediately effectively.
I got a second, Supervisor Benson. Let me say this to you all. Currently, we have some issues going on with the other engineering service, real issues with engineering service. So I don't know what you all are doing, but we're in the middle of moving Washington County forward. We're not going to continue to visit or deal with this every time we look around. Now, you can put a motion on the floor all you want, but that motion is a clear detriment to this county. A clear detriment to this county. I don't know why certain people may roll up today and want to do something that's detriment. But Mr. Attorney, do I have to carry this motion?
You can rule it out of order if you do. There are 3 board members that already placed on the agenda to consider.
All right, I'm going to rule it out of order. Therefore, it takes 3 board members to place it on the agenda. 3 board members to place it on the agenda. Right now, it's out of order. It's a clear detriment.
I'd like to make a motion that I place on the agenda the hiring and firing of the engineer. That's my motion.
All right, I got a motion to add to the agenda the replacement of the current engineering service, Hooker Engineering, with IMS Engineering.
I
That's-
said,
that's-
yeah, that's my motion.
That's the motion.
Now, if she was how to make that motion, so it can be discussed.
Can't hear you.
Okay. She's entitled to make that motion to allow it to be discussed during this meeting.
All right. What's your point, Ms.? Let's discuss it.
No, second, and then, she's empowered to, make that motion, if the majority want to discuss it, they empowered to discuss it.
That's your motion. I need a second for that motion to discuss. I need a second. I need a second. Got a second, Supervisor Benson? I got a second. Discussion.
It wasn't discussion, I just made an item, put it on the agenda.
Okay. And I ruled that out of order. But now tell us exactly why, and what, not just me, but explain to the
So
community.
Attorney Griffin, I just made an
then
item to
you
place
have
an
to let
item
me
to the
finish.
agenda, I'll overrule the,
I didn't
motion in a
overrule.
second.
He can, right, and guess what happens then? You can ask that it be re-added to the agenda.
I just did that, I just made a motion to add it to the agenda.
And that has to be, that motion has to be carried.
Okay, it was a
Right.
motion in a second, he
Yes.
didn't carry the motion.
That motion has to be carried.
All right, I got a second on that motion. And before I carry it, I do want to have a discussion. Was that inappropriate?
Not on this particular, this is just a procedure motion, whether or not, she's gonna have the right to make the motion,
She made it.
to change engineer, okay? All right? If the majority of this board decide to have a discussion in the house.
All right, I want to have a discussion, Mr. Attorney. I just want to make sure we're within the guidelines.
Well, it's not, the first motion is whether or not that they want to, despite your overrule, you overruled the motion that it be considered. In order to have the claims back on the agenda because of the overrule, they have to decide whether or not to override your decision to not place them allowed to be discussed, okay? All right?
Mr. Attorney,
And she's just made that motion.
I made a motion to place it on the agenda, that was my motion.
No, your motion is to override.
No,
that-
no,
the
sir.
initial motion.
Now you
He's overruled
changed
you.
it.
No, he's
Mr.
overruled you.
Griffin.
Let me finish, Mr. McGee.
You changing, my name is
I'm sorry,
Brooks,
Ms.
Marla
Brooks.
Brooks.
Please don't
Let
do
me
that.
finish, Ms. Brooks. The president overruled your motion, okay? At that point, there has to be a motion made by you or some other board member that notwithstanding the decision of this board president, that this matter be placed on the agenda to be discussed.
I made a motion to add this item to the agenda, that's my motion.
And then when you made the motion,
Bishop Benson seconded the motion.
and then when you made a motion, no. The motion now, before you make a motion to, the initial motion you made was to hire IMS, correct? The board president overruled that motion. Now, in order.
I got a motion and a second, be clear about that. You got a motion and a second to,
Yes.
okay, say
You
that.
understand the board-
Okay, you leaving parts
Yeah,
out.
The board, he does, unless the motion is made and second, there's no reason to overrule it.
But a motion was made in second.
Yes, all right. Now, the next move by you is notwithstanding that.
No.
No.
Mr. Griffin, I'm not gonna play your games. I made a
This
motion.
is not a game, Ms. Brooks. I'm giving you Robert's rules. of
Okay,
order.
I would not-
Let me finish. You can like or not like them, but I'm giving you what's in Robert's rules of order. If this board president overrules a motion
Mm-hmm.
and a member wanted on the agenda to be considered, then you have to first ask this board to vote to place that on the agenda despite that ruling of the board president.
Yes, sir, we just did that. We got a motion and a second.
That's your motion.
A motion, Bishop Benson seconded. We just need for a
I'm
vote.
asking you, is that your motion?
The motion was made, it was seconded by Bishop Benson. All we need to do is vote at this point.
Only to add to the agenda. Only to add to the agenda.
That's fine. The president, you didn't call a motion.
All right, I got a motion and a second on the floor to add this particular item to the agenda. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Nay. How you voting, Jerry? Nay? Thank you.
You voted aye.
It failed.
He voted.
Well, it's obvious what's happening. It's obvious what's happening. No, I've sit here and I've been quite, it's obvious what's happening. And we sit here for 6 years and got 2 bridges built in this county. And how y'all can sit here and try to attempt to put this back on the agenda. And it's funny how certain people show up just when it's voting on this. And it's a sad day in Washington County. I've sit here and I've tried to listen. But Jerry, you know what the right thing, so if that's what you want to do to this county moving forward, you go right ahead. But that's what you're doing. And it makes me sick to my stomach to see what we're doing in this county. So go ahead. It's obvious what's going on, Mr. President, so you might as well move on with it. And let the public deal with that.
Somebody, come on.
Obviously, this is a contract issue.
I don't wanna go in executive session, nothing, executive session, no, cause I want people to know what's going on.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we hire IMS as the engineer and the inspector
No, we gotta
and
have this.
release, Hooker Engineering as the engineer inspector
No.
immediately effective. That's my
No,
motion.
we just added that to the agenda.
I
That doesn't
just-
mean we added it right now.
We did.
We added it to the agenda. You're not at that point right now.
Okay,
you
you
got
don't,
it.
you don't
You
wanna
got your
discuss
place
it
on the
now?
agenda.
You don't wanna discuss it now?
Let me, I do,
Mr. President, it's on the agenda.
It
That
is.
would be the next motion, yes.
no, but I got several things that she added it to the agenda.
Carl, the writing's on the wall.
I
You
know.
might as well go ahead with
No.
it because it's going to happen.
But
It's going to happen. Let the public deal with their supervisors.
Well-
Because the writing's on the wall for it. So you're
I
just.
have to say something. You know, it's extremely concerning for me to sit here and watch this and just be a witness to this. Like I said, we have fallen so far behind. You all have hurt this county in a way that you can't recover. You almost lost a total of a little under $4 million before changes were made. You lost $1,039,000 you cannot recover. Who goes somewhere and work when you can lose over $1 million? Not talking about taxpayer dollars, free dollars. Now, you all can do what you wish, but it's a shame, Tommy, when you show up here with this foolishness, and that's the best you bring to this table. I am ashamed to serve with you. I could
I
question
find it very insulting that you calling
I bet you
anyone
got me.
foolish,
I
but
bet
I'm
you
not
speak.
gonna sit here
But
and allow
I
the
am
president
concerned about
attack
you being here
anyone at this board
and
because
why
our
you wanna do
decisions
this
are
kind
not
of
the
thing.
same as yours. You need to
Now,
raise
Ms.
the bar, Mr. President,
No.
and stop being elementary.
I tell you what, I'm gonna finish. Every time you roll up, there's something that's hurting these taxpayers. That you took the same oath I took. You took the same oath, you put your hand on the Bible,
I took it too,
Bishop,
and I speak up for the
and
citizens.
you put your hand on the Bible, Bishop,
We all
to
did,
serve
not
these
just
taxpayers.
him, or did you do a Donald
But
Trump
you've
and drop your
fallen under
hand?
the influence of something other than what's in the best interest of these taxpayers.
We
you don't have to
all,
answer-
we
you don't have to
all
answer
support
to
the
me.
taxpayers.
You don't have to answer to me.
Did you talk about the things, the
But
underhanded
you
things you
must
do,
be
Mr.
able
President?
to answer for yourself and be accountable. Now, Jerry, as far as you go, you might not want to hear this, but you're complicit in it as well. It's a disgrace how you all could be so easily influenced. And you're supposed to be men. A man
Oh,
of the
you
cloth,
downgrade them as men?
a man of the cloth, a man that's
Ooh, that's
speaks to
tacky.
God,
That's
and a
insulting.
man that represents this community. Has
We
done
all
an
represent, because
outstanding
they don't,
job.
because they're not your puppets.
for years.
They're not men now, Mr. President.
Well, we know whose puppets they are, but we're not
They're
going
nobody's puppet. They're strong
But
men
we're
in
not
our
doing it.
community. So when they don't do what
But
you say,
now,
you want to attack
How
and
in the
assault
world can you explain to
county
these taxpayers
supervisors.
losing this kind of money and allowing this type of thing to go on in this county? It's embarrassing. It's a shame. I thought I held both of you in very, very high esteem. I've known you, Tommy, longer than I've known anybody around this table. We started working with kids together 40 years ago. And to see it come to this, I'm just deeply disappointed. Jerry, I haven't known you as long as I've known Tommy, but I've always had a high amount of regard for you, especially when it comes to protecting this public and doing the right thing. Today, I question that. I question that. Go ahead, Lee.
So, Mr. President,
Listen,
you doing
you got-
all this
you out of-
talking?
you're out of order.
I can wait.
That, Jerry, you told me you were ready to get back on the right. You told me that you were ready to get some things done here. I'm asking you, just do the right thing
That
for
is the
this
right
county.
thing.
I'm speaking, Ms. Brooks.
I'm
Do the,
agreeing.
I'm speaking, Ms. Brooks.
I'm
You're not
agreeing.
gonna interrupt me.
I'm not
When I'm
agreeing.
speaking,
Go
I
ahead.
do not
agreeing.
interrupt
You-
you. You're
But I
not
know
gonna
that, but I
interrupt
said
me.
I'm
You're
agreeing.
not going to
You
interrupt
can raise your
me.
voice all day
You're
long.
not going to interrupt me.
didn't.
No,
I
you
said
wanna
I'd
interrupt
agree.
Carl, but
I
you're
just
not
said
gonna
I
interrupt
said
me.
I agree.
Okay, so, thank you. So, that's all I'm asking.
All right. We got a motion on the floor. We got a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, show by sign of aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Motion fails.
We'll be
2-2.
back. We'll just be back. I mean, at the end of the day, we took a motion already to do it, so what Mr. Griffin said, I'm gonna find out how
It's
legal
obvious
it
what
is.
Jerry wants to do.
I don't know what he
It's
wants to
obvious
do.
what-
Okay.
And he
All
just
right,
made his
y'all have to
motion.
let
He
me
made,
move
no,
on.
he made a
he
motion,
made-
but you
Now I
yelling
have
at
to
me,
get back
I'm not
to my
intimidated
meeting.
about it
Ms.
either,
Brooks,
Mr.
you out of order.
Gordon. Just yelling
All
at me,
right.
it doesn't make it better.
Next up, Justice Court report.
I'll
Tom,
place
welcome on up.
I'll
I'm
place it
sorry.
back on the agenda again.
I know you will.
Good morning, board.
Morning.
During the month of January, we issued nine permits, a total of $762 even. And our fiscal year date to total in collections is $5,001.50.
Make a
Move to approve?
Motion to
Accept.
approve.
Sorry. Got a motion to accept? Second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Justice Court. Ms. Lewis, we have your report.
Yes, sir, you do.
Anything in particular you want to share with us?
No, sir.
All right. Anything you need from us? Board have any questions, Ms. Lewis? We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Mr. Gales,
Morning.
we have your report.
Yes, sir.
Anything in particular you want to share with us?
No, sir, not this morning.
You need anything from us? Thank you, Mr. Gales. Ms. Moore, you have anything, Ms. Moore? Ms. Carter?
I have a report.
Pull that door.
This is, no, don't pull it too. Leave it open. See how ridiculous it is.
Ms. Moore is requesting approval from the board for a public hearing scheduled for March 3rd, 2025.
March 3rd.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's for Rebecca Inman, parcel 217455000 for Overgrown Lot.
Overgrown lot. All right. I need a motion to approve the hearing for those.
So moved.
And a second. I second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So too supervisor waiting their seat. What else you got?
This is unbelievable, Carl.
She also has some resolutions for the assessing of property cleaning costs.
Which properties? Which ones?
And these request your signature as well for assessment. And it's for George Ford, 145 Jeff Davis Road in Hollandale, Frank S. Signa for 148 Stokes Road in Greenville, and Lonnie Braxton Estate, Viola Circle here in Greenville.
What are we doing with that, Mrs. Carter?
Public hearing.
Those, no, those are the resolutions for assessing
Assessing.
the property for the road department came in and cleaned it.
They have not cleaned it yet.
Yeah, they have done it. This is now assessing their taxes because we did the work.
So we've done the work, we've cleaned it already.
And this is the resolution assessing those, property owners.
And who does the assessments?
What do you mean?
Who's doing the assessment?
Ms. Moore.
This Laurice report.
So Ms. Moore, I'm trying to, I know that's a report, but who does the assessment of the work?
The assessment's already
That's the
set.
road department. They've already done it.
They've already set the assessments, Ms. Moore.
Are they setting it in
Y'all
it?
already approved this.
I-
This is just the resolution that has to be done.
What is the amount of the assessment?
$1,300, make the actual cost for the Joyce Horn. Cleanup cost $1,300. Frank Donna Signa, $1,350. Lonnie Braxton, $1,320.
All right, Ms. Holmes,
The process is,
can't hear you.
come in here, they get approval from you all. After the work has been completed by the road department, they submit what it costs and how many workers and all of that. In order for that resolution to go to the tax collector's office to do the, That's the process.
Now, I understand the process. I just wanted to get the assessment. She did answer my question.
All right,
Need approval for the, president's signature.
For what?
approval on the assessments. Need approval for the signature. I need a motion.
So moved.
And a second. I second it. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So Jerry, waiting to see. Anything else from Ms. Carter?
That's it for Ms. Moore.
All right. Ms. Smith?
Good morning.
Morning.
I got, three things today. We're working on two projects down in Hollandale. Finishing up on the bathroom project that we approved of. And also, we got Timber Construction coming in for the, generator installation.
And what's the timeline on the generator installation?
They gonna put in a power switch tomorrow, and they said within 2 weeks, everything will be up.
Any questions? Comments? Thank you, Jeremy.
And I also got the bid down in Avenue.
Yeah, the ladies down there told me they was proud of it. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate you jumping on that.
I also need to get, approval. We gonna change the lighting out inside the convention center, and I got 2 posts. So a bunch of our light bulbs now, they're old outdated, so Al wanna switch out and go LED high bay picture light. I got 2 posts
All right.
You
Where,
with me?
where's that at? Where they swap?
at the convention center.
Okay.
The first quote from Mill Supply be $7,075.19, and then second will be at Sequel, which also is in Greenville, be $6,435.
Motion.
Make a
I
motion to
move-
go to the lowest.
I go with this little second.
Got a motion and a second for the lowest. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Ms. Smith?
Now, that's it.
Appreciate you. Mr. Warren?
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Brief, quick update, I've got with Mr. Griffin, we're finishing basically almost the last draft of dialogue. I was out last week with the flu, so we catching back up now. I ain't got it, we catching back up now, and so by the next board meeting, we should have you all basically a final draft for the bylaws, so you all can get them. Second thing is, just a reminder, we have started, advertising for those positions. So you all still need to figure out the structure of the positions and all that. So that's left up to you all. And lastly, two more things. We've started registration for baseball. They've gotten the registration form from the convention center. We're gonna drop them off at the schools in the county. The first registration date is gonna be Saturday from 10 to 1 at the convention center. So we're gonna start getting all the registrations in Saturday. What I need approval on today is, and it's on the sheet, I need to get about 4 people to help do registration with me, for these next 4 weeks, at like $100 for each day. We're gonna set aside like $2,000. And we're not probably won't use all of it just to have the money, just in case, so we can help getting the registration, getting the flow. None of the people that we hire will handle the money, only bonded people will handle it.
They'll just do the paperwork.
They'll just do the paperwork and get it organized, because when they start coming to that convention center, it's a long line, and it takes hours to get it done.
So move to approve those 4 people.
I need a second. Thank you, Tom. We probably moved in second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, that's it.
Hold on, Ms. Warren, hold on, Ms. Warren.
We gotta appoint a person, another person to the agenda.
Uh,
To the sportsplex. I got a person, his name is DeMarcus McKinley. I like to appoint him to the,
Wow.
at-large position.
I've also got a nominee too.
All right, what y'all need to do is bring them in so the board can have a
No, but-
conversation with them.
No, hold on, we didn't do that with everybody else. We just gonna do it with this one person. I mean, you throw your person name out, we gonna take a vote on it.
Yeah,
Let me do
I've
this.
got
Did you?
Let me do this, if I may, Ms. Brooks. The person we appointed, we brought that name in.
You bought that name in, not we, you.
I brought that name
Thank
in
you.
and proud of it.
Okay, I ain't got a problem with it, but be clear, don't
Back,
say we.
back in October, I believe it was. Gave everybody a copy of the bio, but for some kind of way, it drug on, Ms. Brooks. We won't get into that.
You can if you choose.
But it's to the point now, the Sportsplex board is moving forward. Baseball is moving forward. And I thought it important that we move forward Mr. Miles' appointment to the board, even though he was held back, put on ice, for whatever the reasons may have been. But the agreement was that we would interview all at-large candidates.
That
That's
included
the
him
reason
too.
why-
When we
that's the
said that, we
reason
included
why
him as well. You
I
changed the
brought
rules.
I brought the bio to the board months and months ago and asked if anyone had an appointment. We would schedule them to come in and do a presentation, give you a chance to meet this individual, ask questions before you made the appointment to an at-large position. And because there were favorable comments from individuals who had met Mr. Miles, who's well-known across the community.
I don't know, I've never heard of
Baseball
him.
circuits.
Not saying he's not, but I haven't met him. I think everybody was
Well-
privileged to meet him. I didn't get a chance to meet him.
Well,
I think Mr. Redmond, have you met Mr. Miles? Have you met Mr. Miles, Mr. Redmond?
no, he hadn't.
Bishop, did you meet Mr. Miles? So, only person met him at
Yeah.
this table is you, so don't say everybody knows him. Only you know him.
May I speak?
Yeah.
Mr. President, in the interest of fair play and substantial justice, because the Sportsplex is present before this board, just like it was done with the road manager, then Mr. Gordon and Ms. Brooks can bring names forward of people they know and make a motion. If a majority of this board approves, they can be approved.
Okay.
Well, my name is DeMarcus Miles.
DeMarcus Miles?
I mean DeMarcus McKinley, I'm trying to say, DeMarcus McKinley, I'm sorry.
Mine's Jay Knight, and he, from my understanding, they were supposed to be here today to address the board from our last meeting, so I asked him to come here to address the board.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Hey, Mr. Knight. Well, we do
If y'all
have
want
Mr.
us-
Knight did show up.
Yeah.
Where's your candidate, Mr.?
He sent his bio as like Mr. Miles did.
Oh, he's not here.
No, he's not here because he's a teacher.
Okay. Well, since you got a minute, Mr. Warren, just a minute, it won't be long.
No, go ahead. I'm
I want to bring this, I want to go ahead and resolve this. Mr. Knight, would you come up, please, introduce yourself? Thank you. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming out and expressing an interest. We appreciate it.
Yes. Jay Knight, just born and raised in Delta, been here all my life. You know, Greenville's always been home. Between my family and I, we own 5 businesses here, and we have a vested interest in the community. Just, I mean, like everybody here, we all just want to see the Sportsplex be successful. So,
Outstanding.
And
Any questions from Mr. Knight?
Well, I would just kind of add to it, he's been a big part of the sports around here for a long time, wards, and along with the
I
Sportsplex.
coached from kids all the way through high school at down schools, and coached out of all the local parks as my kids were growing up. You know, I mean, let's face it, the Sportsplex is a great place,
Okay.
and we need it for our youth. This time my
You
first
gonna second my
grandchild,
motion for DeMarcus
actually, I
Miles,
want to
for
succeed
this
in
phrase,
life.
cause
To have it here in the future, this place can be so big, and so many things done with it, from tournaments coming in and whatnot, so, we just all get citizens.
Outstanding.
Well, and one other thing I'd like to add, just one reason I asked Jay, it's good, number one, of his background in sports. Number two, of his, he's a level-headed guy. I mean, he's reasonable with anything. I think he listens more than he talks, so I think that's just an addition that would be a benefit out there. So that was my reasoning for nominating him.
Okay. All right, we have one candidate before us this morning who's put himself forward, willing to serve in this community on our Sportsplex Commission. Any questions for him from anyone on the board? Any concerns? Will you make your motion?
Make a motion.
point of
that-
information, I have a person, I have his bio. Are we not gonna listen to his bio?
You may read his bio.
Okay, I'm not gonna read, I'm just gonna talk about Mr. DeMarcus.
You have a copy for
McKinley.
us?
Yeah, I emailed it to everyone.
You did?
Yeah. Mr. DeMarcus McKinley, he's an educator. Not only he's an educator, Mr. McKinley. Okay, Mr. DeMarcus McKinley, not only he's an educator, he's also been the head basketball coach and head football coach through the years. His family is well known in our community. I know we know the Court Singers. We know the Evans. He's also the drum player for the Court Singers, and he has been so active in our community with young people. When we run around, we see him on a regular trying to get young people involved. He has sponsored young kids to be in tournaments. He is a true player. He's very passionate about the kids in our communities. And so my concern is, he's reached out numerous times about being active in our community. He wants to, continue to play a major part in our community. And so my recommendation is DeMarcus McKinley. And since we have two, I think we just take a vote on it. Or do I need to make a motion, or we both make motions? Since we got two out there, I think we need to just take a vote on it.
What we'll do is, Mr. Griffin, in particular, we do it. These are political appointments, we can't do an executive session. Excuse me?
They have to be done in open session.
Right. All right. DeMarcus McKinley.
DeMarcus McKinley.
Jay Knight. And Mr. Knight, since you come on down. Okay, go. Mr. Jay Knight. Now, McKinley is before I'm sorry. No coffee. All right, Mr. DeMarcus McKinley, any questions, comments? I've got a motion. It's not necessarily a motion, but we're gonna have to vote to see who we're supporting. And Mr. Jay Knight, first we'll take DeMarcus McKinley. All supporting Mr. McKinley, raise your hand. All right, got one. All supporting Mr. Jay Knight, raise your hand. That's 3-1. Mr. Jay Knight, we appreciate your willingness to serve.
Yes.
Now, what you'll have to do now is get with our county administrator. We do have to take you through a process of being bonded, everything else. Mr. Demetrius Warren, who we're going to congratulate on his reappointment as president for this year for the Sportsplex Board. Mr. Warren, we thank you, we appreciate you and your willingness to serve, but have a conversation with him if you would. He's in a hurry.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mr. Hannah? Ms. Hannah? Give us your full name. Talib Hannah.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing today?
Hey, man.
I got an issue this morning concerning a 2020 property tax.
Huh?
And my first issue is I got some documents. I got the documents here where I had where the courthouse had issued me, and it gave me a redemption date, which was the redemption date was amount valid until 4/30/2023, and then also I have a document here from the courthouse, which is a redemption date, which is April the 5th, 2023 date, and I was confused as to
Documents. Bernie, look at these documents.
I was confused as to how it seemed like it was trying to manipulate me out of the time frame. Because when I
What is
come
this?
in to pay the taxes, I came down here to the courthouse on April the 27th, 26th, and I ended up
I'm gonna ask you to
paying
explain what that is.
22 tax
All right,
and
I'm
a
gonna ask you to
21
explain what
tax,
that
but I
is.
had a 2020 tax
That was
still left right there. And when I come in to pay it, the clerk, I don't know, her name was Miss Catherine Weathersby. When I come in to pay the 2020 tax, she denied me my right to redeem the property, and the time frame had not elapsed yet. And I have proof of when I tried to come in and pay the tax, and she denied me. So the property ended up going ahead on and matured. It matured, I guess, when I didn't meet the expiration date, but I was clearly there. And I chose to do the documents because I ended up paying Miss Bonadine. She asked me, so you just go ahead and pay 21 and 22. So I went ahead and paid 21 and 22. But the whole time, they was denying me my right to redeem the property in a timely fashion.
when did you do this payment? When did you make your payment to 22 and 23
I made that on the 26th. It was April the 26th of 23.
of 23?
Yes, yes, sir.
Did she give you a reason why she denied you to pay it?
No, sir. I could just, all I can do is play you the clip where I walked in the courthouse.
All right.
President,
I want Ms. Burton to explain.
I'm
what she
looking
has.
at a tax deed that has been issued and a subsequent tax deed. Once a tax deed has been issued by the chancery clerk, then the board of supervisors no longer have jurisdiction to consider the matter.
Can't hear
Said
you
in,
We done did it
now. Can't
before.
hear you now.
No, you haven't. Not once a tax deed was issued, Ms. Brooks. No, you have not. Once a tax deed is issued, the only remedy you will have is that the chancery court set aside that tax deed. Okay?
did we take a look at those documents that I just
I'm
presented right
looking
there?
I wanna hear what Miss Bernadine had to say.
Now,
That's
the
just,
document,
that's for 1 year, right, Ms. Burton?
it's a document that
maybe it's
it's
a time.
underlined in green. I think it's that one. It states that, clearly states that I had, let me see, the one on the bottom.
I understand everything you said. I understand everything you said. But what I'm saying is, apparently the chancery clerk issued a tax deed.
When did she enter the tax deed, the date?
In 2023, okay? In 2023. Once that tax deed.
What was the date she issued it?
They left that out.
The day she issued the deed, what date was that?
They left it
August
out.
and how.
I said the date.
I have no clue.
We need to know the date that she issued the
I
deed.
got it in this here.
This is a subsequent one here.
See, in that paper there, they didn't put it in there, but I got it over here.
Hold it.
Man, in that.
The next sheet,
You need to show them that.
the next,
For the tax deed, let me see if I can find the tax deed.
give me another sheet. Roll it one more time, this way.
It says May 24th, 2023, okay? Now.
All right, what day did you go and pay, sir?
I tried to go down there and pay on April the 20th. I paid on the 26th. I paid 21 and I paid 20. I paid 21 and 22 on the 26th of April. And I tried to pay 2020 as well.
But she,
On the 26th of April?
Yes, sir.
Well, by then.
no, it ain't, cause she didn't, you said she just ended on May 24th, now I'm going with you saying.
It's not the date that the tax deed is actually issued. It's the date that the redemption period expires.
When did it expire?
The redemption period expires on the first day of April in 2023.
That paper told me that it had to.
On the
that don't
first
matter.
by the first Monday in April.
Hold on, what the paper say?
The paper right there, that group, y'all had.
What does it say?
It said that the redemption amount was valid until 4/30. That's what the paper said.
Now, let me read that, if the paper,
Even if that's true, I'm saying, you still have to go to chance.
Mr. Griffin, let's go back. Now, if the paper said that, and that's what he read, why,
This says April 5th.
it said
They gave me
redemption.
2 dates, April the 5th and April the 30th.
2021.
They confused the dates.
Where does it say April the 30th on
It's
here?
on that paper, the other one. It said that with it's underlined in green writing.
He said what in green writing? Let me look at it.
That is right there, Ms. Brooks, that they gave him the notice, the last day to pay is April 5th, 2023.
Right here, Mr. Griffin, it says redemption amount valid until 4/30/2023. Did you see that?
Did you see the notice that they sent to him, Ms. Brooks?
I understand it, but this is on, all right, so really, they really confusing these people.
Ms. Brooks,
All right.
the chancery-
Actually, it's on
Let me-
both of them.
Let me let the deputy clerk speak over here.
On both of these papers, it said redemption amount valid 4/30/2023.
Let me hear from the
Carl,
clerk over
can
here.
I-
Hey,
can I
let me get the clerk first. Let me get the clerk, the person who works in this office. Can we borrow those papers?
Can
from
I
you?
take a picture of so I can follow you while you talking? Hold on. I'm gonna give it to you. I just need to take a picture cause you gonna have, we ain't got number one copy. Yeah. There you
Go ahead,
go.
yeah, I'm
In
getting-
all fairness to the taxpayer, shouldn't we just let the attorney take this and research it to make sure that,
No, he overlooking stuff.
yeah, I mean,
Bad advice.
because it's a lot to throw in one time and a lot of papers shuffling around, I think he needs to take it, take a look at it and try to find out what the,
All right.
Wait,
but
let
you
me
gotta
hear
speak
Ms.
loud.
I'm gonna hear what Ms. Bernadine got to say.
Can't, we can't hear you.
Mr. Hannon,
What?
it's the meeting, it's for 21 taxes that have, April, 30th date. 21 taxes. Your problem is your 2020 taxes. When you came in April 25th, the maturity had already happened. So that's why you were not allowed to pay.
Our
That
maturity
being
happened.
said, Mr. Hannon, that being said, at the time that you came in, the homeowner does have the right to pay the subsequent year, okay? You were told you could pay that next year and get you an attorney to get the 2020 satisfied. That was what your instructions were. You told us, me, that you couldn't afford an attorney.
I'm saying
You
that
said
now. I can't
a
afford an
week
attorney.
ago.
That's why I'm
The
here representing
problem is
myself.
this. The law is the law, and at the end of the day, the taxes that this
You can't
paperwork
win
is
with
on
this.
is for 21,
She's taking it.
not
2020 tax come out in 21.
2020.
True or false?
The
2020 tax
2020
come out in
they come
21.
out-
They don't come out in
okay.
21, sir.
I never said no.
Come on, man. Don't confuse. Don't gaslight me. Make me think I
No,
don't got good
nobody's
sense.
gaslighting.
No, that's what
May I
sound
say
like.
No,
something?
sir.
By February 1st, 2020 taxes are due February 1st, 2021, okay? There's a tax sale that occurred on April 5th. You have 2 years from the day, April 5th, 2021. Let me finish. You have 2 years from April 5th, 2021 to redeem that property. 2 years from April 5th, 2021 is April 5th, 2023.
Now, can I say
Let me
something?
finish. 2023, okay? There's a notice that they sent to you saying you must pay your taxes by to redeem that property by April 5th,
The
2023.
notification went to the wrong address. That don't count for nothing.
Who sent it to the wrong address?
Here go the paper where it went to the wrong.
Let-
I didn't
Pass
sign for
this
it.
to me.
I didn't sign for it.
What's the correct address? Send it over
The
here.
address that
Bernadine
they
has something
sold,
to say.
2424
Miss,
East Alexander Street.
Charlize, can y'all get it so I can look at that?
I'm sorry.
So what if they send it to the wrong
All right,
address?
all right, it's obvious we're not gonna
You
resolve
don't
this.
have jurisdiction.
Hold on, can I see that? I just wanna see the date.
That's you ain't got more. Look at that. That's sad, man.
Wendy Clark.
That's sad right there.
Who is Wendy Clark?
Wendy Clark, that was my cousin. See how I get the property. My aunt, she made sure I got the property and left it, and had the property switched over to my mom in my name when my mom passed. That's how I get the property. But the address is some kind of way hooked up with my uncle over there at that 2030 address. And they sends the notification over there. They don't send it to me. I never did get the notification.
I have a question, Mr. Griffin, Ms.
What
Holmes.
address did they
How does-
submit
how
it
does-
to? Did they send it to the right address?
They said the
How does
2030,
this get here?
All right, what's the address of your property?
24,
How does it
24.
get here?
So I got a question, Mr.
All right, you
Griffin.
gotta let me do this first.
Okay, you go ahead on,
All right.
but I'm gonna ask the
How did Mr.
question.
Hannah get here?
Cause he got on the agenda, he
Come on,
wanted to
hold
talk.
on. Yeah, but this process should have been taken care of outside of this.
Mr. Griffin, my biggest
see you on the
concern,
agenda,
the
but-
address we talking about is 2024. Right here, she did, Wendy Clark signed it at 2030. So he never did receive the notice. So the concern is, how do you deal with a situation when a notice is sent? Cause y'all keep telling me everything gotta go to their own property.
You want my answer?
I'm listening.
Let's
Y'all
assume
wrap
that
this
all what he said is true.
It is
Let me
obvious,
finish.
we seeing it.
Ms. Brooks.
I'm listening, I'm
Ms. Brooks,
agreeing
you
with
asked
you.
a question and then you rudely
And I'm
interrupt folks.
agreeing you,
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you. You don't want me to agree
I
with
don't
you?
need you to
Ms.
agree with
Brooks.
me.
But
Have to let
that's
him
what I do.
I need you to listen and not agree with
I
me.
agree and listen.
Can I say something?
I'm listening.
Can I?
Please, Lee, and we're gonna
I
wrap
still
this up.
think,
I
in,
gotta hear from Mr.
just on the side of caution, and he does have a complaint, I would say take every bit of this you've got, formally write up everything what you're saying, give to our attorney, give him time to go through it, because this is a lot throwing on, and maybe we can get you an exact route, because I'm hearing this and that, I'd rather, for you, everything you've got together, and then, like I say, maybe just your complaint, everything you're saying, put it in writing, let the attorney take a look at it, and then we can get and then, because now it's just a lot of back and forth. In all fairness to you and to this county and everything, I think that's the way it needs to be handled.
Mr.
Mr.
Gordon,
President.
I hear you, but I think
Because I
that's
don't think we're gonna come to a conclusion.
I'm not-
Ms. Brooks, you're out of order now. You gotta wait till your turn. Wait till you recognize. Don't just start speaking out, please. All right, now what we're gonna do
Can I
with
speak
this,
now?
listen, I need to make sure Mr. Hannah
my goodness.
clearly understands how he gets some relief. And if it's not for him, it's not here, whatever that is, but to come here with these type of issues and take up this much time, and then the taxpayer still doesn't have any relief or any clear expectations or explanation as to what his next step is, that defeats the whole purpose. We need to put certain people together and find out what kind of relief Mr. Hannah deserves or what's in order to happen with this particular piece of property, and not go back and forth in this meeting because we're not getting it resolved. Everybody's getting frustrated, including Mr. Hannah, the taxpayer. Now, Ms. Brooks, go ahead. We're gonna wrap up, and we're gonna have to give him some clear instructions as to his next step. Ms. Brooks?
Okay, first of all, I hear you when you say go write it up. I think that's a disservice to the citizen. If a citizen comes here and places a concern and he's giving us the information, I think it's incumbent of this board. He shouldn't have to go write anything up. He's giving it to us. I think we do need to come with a fair response to him, but I don't think he needs to go write anything up. I think we need to get a copy of everything and come up with a solution. Now, my biggest concern that he did provide is that he does show that a letter was sent to somebody named Miss Wendy Clark on 2030 Michigan Street, okay? But it was not sent in 2024. So the concern is, why did the chancellor clerk send it to the wrong address?
Okay, first of all, we don't do addresses. That's the first
Well, who
thing.
sent
What
it
we
then?
do- What we do is this, we identify the current property owner of that property, okay? If the post office, says, have someone to sign for that notice, that's what you're looking at. Where someone signed for that notice for Mr. Hannah.
That wasn't
Well,
my
we're-
address, or it wasn't my resident. That wasn't me, or the resident.
Let the record show.
Yeah,
I have had the same discussion with Mr. Hannah, explaining to him the process and what happened. The documentation that Mr. Hannah presented to this board is for 21 taxes. His notice was for 20 taxes. The taxes for 20 came out in November of 2020. See, the tax began at the end, the tax began at the beginning of the year, but you only get your notice, bill at the end of the year. That's the first time. That's one of these 3
Can
years
I say
that these
something?
people that
Oh,
Mr. Hannah.
yes, sir, we're gonna get you.
The attorney, you're gonna have to have an attorney to take this to the Chancery Court, because receipts have been generated through the tax collector's office, a tax deed has been issued through the Chancery Clerk's office. You have locked in the buyer by only having 1 year, which is 2020, because you have been paying all of the rest of your taxes. But your issue is your title is clouded, and the court is the one that makes that decision about what is that's there and setting it to the side, okay? That's a court, decision.
I have a question.
Can I say
I've
one
got to
thing?
let Mr. Hannah speak. I gotta let
Let
Mr.
Mr.
Hannah
Hannah
On
speak.
that paper that would come from the courthouse.
Let me get it, send this back over to
That-
him.
I just wanna know,
Send it
that,
back.
that, you telling me that it's not valid? You telling me that, not this one, the one that had the amount, the
You
redemption
thought give him all this
amount,
paperwork back?
the redemption amount.
He has his release, he is talking about a release.
But why is that a redemption amount on there saying 30?
But
30.
2021 release is what you have, Mr. Hunter. 21, if you look at the document, it's 21 up there.
20 come out in 21, don't it, Ms. Bernadine?
You came in April, the 26th.
Of
After
23.
the sale.
After she
the
wouldn't let me pay for it,
No,
don't
sir.
let me
No,
play
sir.
this video.
No, sir.
Cause you gaslight.
Mr.
Hold on, let
Hannah.
me just.
I'd like to hear what he
I
got.
want you to hear the video, sir,
No,
please.
no, no, no.
Please, this is very important.
We're gonna work with you. Come on.
But I would like to hear the video. What is the video gonna tell us?
No, you're not gonna play a video.
Well, can I hear, I
Let
would
me
like
do
to,
this.
could you
I
send
don't
it to
know
my
who voiced on
phone?
this.
Because it
video.
was the only evidence that I had that I was in here before the time period.
All right, now what is Mr. Hannah's next step outside of the attorney?
Going to have to
That gas.
get an attorney.
I don't have no money for a lawyer.
Okay.
I didn't need no lawyer
Yes,
for
ma'am.
me to lose my property, sir.
We're gonna work with Ms. Hannah. Hold
Yes,
on,
sir.
hold on.
Attorney. He told me.
Now I need a lawyer
he
though.
didn't have
That's the
money.
part that's
Mr.
if
Hannah.
people losing their property because they
Hold on,
need
Mr. Hannah.
lawyers.
He told me he did not have
That's basically what we did.
money to get an attorney, and I suggested to him to go to legal aid to get him an attorney. I
No.
did that. But at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is, this board can make whatever decision they choose, but when situations arise like this, it gets resolved in the chancery court.
Okay. Now, what we've got to do, situations like this need to be resolved outside of this meeting. Outside of this meeting. You know, because there's absolutely no relief here in this matter. Now, Howard, there's no relief here in this
Well,
matter. from the-
I wouldn't, when I put the roof on my house, let me say this.
No.
I put a roof on the house. When I just put the roof on the house 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't even know that I wasn't the owner of the property. So how do you go in the pay? How do you go in there and I not be the owner of my own property? And I put a roof on there. He ain't put the roof on there. He supposed to went down there and had a permit pulled. If he was the owner of the house, how does that work then?
I don't have a clue. But all I know is these type situations have to be resolved outside of this meeting. There is clearly no relief for Mr. Hannah in how he gets here, gets in front of us. We've got to resolve it, give him good sound advice before he comes and gets on the agenda. Now, where we are right now is the confusion between taxes for 2020 that were not redeemed and a title was issued for the 2020. Now, but he's paid,
Everything
Subsequent-
else, I got all the rest of it.
now he's paid his 2021, 22, 23 tax.
17, 18, 19.
So
I
now,
got
but he
all of them
has
besides
this
20.
1 year, and that's an issue that needs to be straightened up in the courts. And, but I don't know, evidently he was not, that was not explained to him. So now here he is here today. Now, Mr. Griffin, what is it, or what options does this board have, knowing that Mr. Hannah's only recourse is through circuit court for this Chancery Court, for this 1 year where a title was issued on his property?
The law says, that once the chancery clerk issues a tax deed to a third party, then the only remedy that the owner of the property who had it at the time of the tax sale has is to seek relief in chancery court to set aside that tax sale, all right? On the basis that there were errors either committed by the chancery clerk or by the tax collector. Normally, you won't find any errors committed by the tax collector's office because that's a simple matter. Taxes are due, they sell the property, failure to pay, all right? Sometimes, unfortunately, there are errors committed in the chancery clerk's office that can warrant setting aside a tax deed. However, once that tax deed, once the April, 2 years after the sale, this board doesn't have any jurisdiction.
Can I say this then, sir?
Oh, wait, let's hear him out.
The law also says in the state of Mississippi, sir, they have 3 months to 3 years after a tax sale to issue a tax deed, sir.
No, the law says.
That's clearly what under the discretion of the county. And they gave me 25 months to be exact. But then they sent me another letter giving me 24 months. So it can't be but one of the other ones, sir.
All right.
Now, but they
Mr.
didn't need
Hamlin.
none of this to get my property. Now, and I need a lawyer. All this here to do all this.
Mr. Hamlin,
I'm just looking for some type of relief.
but you won't let me talk, Mr. Hamlin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let me do this, Mr. Griffin.
When was the tax
As
deed
far as
issued?
this, Ms. Brooks,
I just wanna know what
as
the
far
tax
as the
deed
recourse,
issue. Everybody get a chance
for
to talk
this
except
board,
me, Lord.
even if this board were to petition the court for some relief, you tell me there's no option for that because of the time has expired.
So is it not
Mr.
illegal
Hannah,
for her to
Ms.
deny
Hannah,
me
Ms.
my
Hannah.
right to redeem my
Mr. Hannah.
property? When I come in, hold on,
All
let me
right.
say this.
All right.
When I walked in there, sir, when I walked in there, tell me, I don't have a right to redeem my property? She got a right to
Hey.
deny me my right to redeem my property?
No. All right.
So that's legal. She can,
Sheree.
the lady can deny, hold
Send
on,
it to me.
that was the only way that I can be there on a timely fashion.
Ms.
So when I
Hannah.
can't get there on a timely fashion, the property matures on.
All right.
But the county denied me the right to redeem. That's all I'm saying. Before April the 30th, that's what the paper said that they issued me.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Hannah?
The paper sure said.
If you lose your property, you'll be concerned and you'll be upset like this here too.
All right. Thank y'all.
Sheree, send the video to my phone.
Anything else?
No, we're gonna have to reach out to you. We'll pick a better date than this. Have
What's
a-
your name, Miss Sir? Mr. McGee, sir?
Mr. Hannah, what is your address?
we got it.
2424 East Alexander Street, sir. I paid everything up the way it's supposed to. I put the roof, did everything I supposed to, like a homeowner and as a citizen supposed to do. But to deny me my right to come in there in a time that in a timely fashion, that's unlawful, sir. That's all I'm saying. I wanted to make address to the court. Y'all
Thank,
have a great
thank
day,
you, Ms.
sir.
Hannah. All right.
Yeah,
Ms. King, Charles King, requesting permission to serve alcoholic beverages on the March 15th,
So moved.
Warren County Convention Center, wedding reception. I got a motion. I need a second. Second. All in favor, show by sign of aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? I got one opposed. Motion carries. Okay, the additions to the agenda. The additions to the agenda. Mr. Birch?
All right, so you'll have the county's broadband assessment. It should be in front of you. Mainly what we have seen in looking through is there are about 13% of unincorporated Washington County that can qualify for BEAD funding, but has not. So we will be working to try to close that gap. Most of the other areas that do not have current accessibility have been awarded BEAD funding from the state, but that work should commence between now and through 2028 with the funds that came down from the federal government to the state of Mississippi. There were a couple of recommendations. Probably the biggest one that I would put before this county board of supervisors is most of the ISPs that we communicated with that are serving Washington County are having extreme difficulty in the rural areas, mainly because unincorporated and the smaller communities do not have to participate in 811. So there are very poor mapping for them in terms of what utilities are already in the ground, and the ISPs are having to assume responsibility for anything hit, which is causing them severe delays, and also it's a costly measure. The other biggest items that were put forth was access device and then subsidies for internet. So we will be looking at that from both the state and the federal angle. The additional municipalities that were done were the city of Greenville, Hollandale, Leland, and then the designated area of Stoneville. So if you look at this, most of the county does have 25x3 in terms of speed, but we can always get that up, and that is the goal. But I know that a full report probably needs to be reviewed, so I'm giving it to you today. I'm actually scheduled to speak with y'all later in the month, so I'm putting it out there now for your review, and we can come back if you should have any questions or not.
I'm gonna be honest, it's quite a bit. My biggest concern is with with this assessment, because we want to be prepared for the future. Is this assessment accurate where we would get Washington County broadband ready for the future, or will we have to get additional dollars to get those areas? Because I know there's a lot of areas in Washington County has no broadband at all. It's not in my district, it's in your district, Lee. South of Main Street Extended, all that area, you have people out there where it says that they can actually get broadband from this company here in Greenville,
Optimum.
Optimum, but when they go to Optimum, they tell them no go. So when you run into a situation like that, do we receive funding for those people? Because I know a lot of people, I'm just putting it on out here. A lot of people did not do the speed test, number one, because they just did not have Wi-Fi in Washington County. And so the concern is for those people, and if they're still overlooked, how do we address those issues? Because if we try to bring any industry into our county, we must be Wi-Fi friendly county-wide. If we're not gonna bring any industry here. It's gonna get worse. You know, looking for the plants from back from the 60s and 70s, that's a wish list that's not gonna happen. We got to make sure our county is 100% Wi-Fi friendly, not only just having Wi-Fi, but having high-speed Wi-Fi. So when the people couldn't do the speed test, we're hurting Washington County, and not just not having Wi-Fi, but economically, because we won't be able to get anything in our county where people can work and feed their families at a feasible price.
We're about 87% of the way there. The best way to continue to do that is figuring out how we better subsidize ISPs, and that is not necessarily financial. We always recommend that counties and municipalities do not get into the broadband game, just because
But they won't
ISPs are the only ones who can understand the business model. The only other big policy I would recommend that, in terms of reliability, what you do have happening a lot of this county is they differentiate between access and reliability. Access is pretty good within Washington County, reliability is not. And I think that's what you're speaking more to. What we're seeing a lot is there hasn't been a lot of participants within Washington County actually sign up for broadband. So I think some sort of educational push there is going to be one of the things that we work on over the next year or two. On a policy level, we do not have policies regarding how the ISPs are deploying it. Unfortunately, most of them are doing it in a matter cheap way, which is they are running it airily. That's why anytime you have weather in the county, you see it go out for a day, 2 days at a time. Ideally, what we want people to do is more fiber optic, and we want them to do it in ground. The ISP that I have noticed who is doing that on a regular basis within Washington County is C-Spire. So we are having conversations with them to figure out how do we scale that in a more meaningful way beyond the business districts of Greenville and Leland.
I guess just going on. So I guess the biggest piece is trying to get the funding. What way do you recommend for us to do this? Because that's going to be the biggest piece. Because the money they're giving us, I know, is not going to get us do fiber optic underground, and that is the best way to go. Even in Leland downtown area, we have areas, certain areas having a hard time getting Wi-Fi. Just in our downtown area, and Leland is most definitely trying to grow. I'm just thinking about out there where we're and this should be a biggie for all of us out there where where Entergy is expanding. That is a real problem area for Wi-Fi in that area. So if you want to expand that area and we don't have Wi-Fi, we won't bring any industry here. They'll come, but they'll continue to bypass, not Washington County. They will continue to bypass the Delta and drive south to the metro area.
Yep.
And that's something we do want to stop. And I'm speaking to y'all.
Wouldn't be the applicant nor with the munis, it would be the ISPs. So for Leland, it would be Tech Info. We would work with Tech Info to apply for those areas.
So what about the county? Who would be the
It
ISP
depends.
for?
So different ISPs are different parts of the county. For us, it's Tech Info, it's Optimum, and it's C-Spire. And then there's a satellite option under Starlink, which we're seeing a lot more people in the county move towards, but it is a lot less regulated. So you would work with the ISPs to submit the applications to the BEAD office in the state of Mississippi for them to receive additional awards to close that 13% gap.
All right, any other questions for Justin? Justin, anything else you want to share with us?
Nope, that's it. It's like I said, today's not my scheduled day. I have y'all later in the month. I just wanted y'all to have this in front of you so you have time to review.
Thank you for sharing. If
We
I got any
appreciate
questions, I'll give you a call.
All right,
Yeah,
what
and
are
I
the
also
other
have
agenda
munis for
agenda
those of
additions?
you who serve
What else do we add to the
Greenville,
agenda?
Leland, and
The
Hollandale,
attorney?
that are specific to
The attorney.
city.
Thank you, Justice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
All right, Mr. Attorney.
Do I need, you mean for a portion of my report? I do need for a portion of my report, but not all of it.
Well, give us a part without, what you don't need.
I'm gonna take the report and I'll leave it.
Mark, Seer, come on up.
Sir, I had an item on the agenda. You ever look at my agenda item that I placed on the agenda?
What'd you place on, Ms. Brooks?
I placed IMS to the agenda. It was approved.
We took care of that, Ms. Brooks.
No, sir, I placed IMS on the agenda.
I hear you.
That was
Come
my
on, Mark.
agenda. Attorney, Mr. President,
Hey,
again, I placed an item on the agenda.
we're gonna get to you, Ms. Brooks.
Okay, that's all
Come
you
on,
need
come
to
on,
say.
Mark.
Good morning to the board. Have a couple of items. Allegiant Partners Incorporation, they had items that they just made us aware of that should have been removed for 2024. I asked the board to allow us to remove these items for Allegiant Partners Incorporated.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Is freedom of behavior and allegiance the same corporation?
Freedom Behavior.
Yes.
I'm not aware of that.
Allegiance is the psychiatric.
No, this is a leasing company.
I think Mr. Griffin has it. Mr. Griffin, do you have his paperwork? I mean, you was the last person I passed it to. Mr. Hannah.
Come on, Mark.
I asked the board to allow us to remove those items for Allegiant. I'll look into that.
Questions, comments? Everybody understand what you're being asked?
So moved.
Got a motion.
Second.
And a second, all in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Also have the Landon Financial Services, also had items that were left in our system that should have been removed. I have two, one in Ringgold City and one in Western Line District. Asked the board to allow us to remove those items.
What is it that you're removing?
It's inventory items.
Oh, inventory, they've already submitted to you, take it off.
Well, they just made us aware that these items have been deleted and should have been removed.
So if you're moving now, they don't have to pay taxes on it, that's what you're saying.
We're asking, to make that correction, yes, ma'am.
Everybody understand?
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
And a second, all in
Why-
favor?
Why
All in
they
favor,
didn't
show by
send
sign
it
of
to
aye.
y'all in a timely
Any
manner?
opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mark.
They did. From time to time, they get their bill and they investigate their values and they look further into it and they find that the items were removed. And they should have notified us earlier.
Anything else, Mark?
Yes, sir. One last item, Loomis Corporation, they reported inventory to be carried on the Freeport warehouse.
Freeport.
Moving their inventory from the regular road to Freeport warehouse.
So what that mean?
Well, Freeport inventory is inventory that is made in the state of Mississippi that is to be shipped out of the state of Mississippi. We had it set up on the regular road where it should have been on the Freeport road. It's assessed differently.
Okay.
So the location determines the cost,
Yes, ma'am.
what they pay.
Yes.
So where they currently pay, what do they have to pay?
I don't know the actual dollars, but I can give you the assessed value. The true value on one figure is, well, this is the real, the personal roll is 107,994.
107, 107,000.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
that
real
is-
property.
No, personal property.
Person property, and the other location is how much?
The other value is 214,787.
So they going from 214 to 107.
Yes, ma'am.
And when they identify move to another location?
They're not moving it to another location. They're just moving it. We're moving it to the Freeport warehouse road, where we had it on the regular personal property road.
Any other?
We're moving because when you say we did, your office
Yes,
is
ma'am.
moving because you just never did move it.
We didn't set it up correctly.
Okay, I
It's actually
got you.
Freeport, and it's not regular personal property. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm a little confused.
Everybody good?
Can you explain? I'm a little lost
It's
listening to this.
simple. This is not standing property that's gonna stay at the
Correct.
stay at the warehouse.
It's going
gonna
somewhere
be
else.
shipped
Yes,
out.
ma'am. It's made in the
Okay.
state of Mississippi, but it's gonna be shipped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
So it's assessed differently.
all right, so moved.
All right. Anything else, Mark?
That's all.
Do they sell this property?
I think they do, yes, ma'am.
All right.
No, I'm just asking, 'cause for them to be shipping it out, they must make it
Yeah,
and
but they
sell
don't
it.
sell it in the state of Mississippi, it's sold
All right.
elsewhere.
Mark,
Right, it's like imported.
did you request an action from us, from Mr. Seer?
I just
Sir,
made a
to allow us to
motion.
make that correction.
All right, try to understand. I need a motion.
So moved.
And a second. Second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have.
All right, Ms. Brooks, who did we miss?
IMS, yes, sir.
IMS. All right, spokesperson from IMS, Mr. Rod Hill, that's you?
Yes, sir. Well, certainly, good morning to everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to address the board. I just have a couple of things that I'd like to discuss and hopefully get approval from the board. The first item is we received communication from state aid accepting SAP 70.
Can you speak up? Mr. Redmond said he can't hear you.
We received communication from the state aid accepting SAP 76M, which covered about 11 miles of paving. It consisted of Old Leland Road, Old Highway 61, Stoneville Road, and Roy Store Road. And so we want the board, we're asking the board to approve final acceptance, subject to receiving the board order from the state, so that when that board order is issued, we're able to claim a portion of the fees that is included on our invoice. So this is just to accept the project. The work has been completed. That project was placed in service back in July sometime, so it's been in use. Paving is complete. It's just to accept the work and to get us closer to being paid for what we rightfully do.
All right.
So I asked the board to approve that.
He answered my question on that. That was stuff, projects that was already done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, already
So
paid,
moved.
so.
Any other questions?
What is that amount?
Well, it's just the final acceptance. The remaining part is roughly represents about 25% of the construction engineering estimate. Will be approximately $48,000 once we get the board order.
Do
And
you
we'll
have
s-
those?
What we'll do is, when you sign the board order, we're gonna issue the invoice, which would be invoice number 4 or 5, I can't remember.
But you don't know the amount.
I just told you that the remaining amount is roughly 48,000.
All the work is completed. though,
Everything is, I got the communication from the state, if you'd like to review it,
Yeah.
accepting it. And last communication we got is they're forwarding that to, they've already mailed it, I'm not sure where it is. You see highlighted below, it says we accepted on as of 1/9/25, they accepted the project. So we're just asking the board to
Yeah.
approve that.
I'd like to make a motion to approve, let the attorney take a
I
look
made
at
a
it
motion
and approve.
already. I made a motion to pay
With the-
it.
with
That was the
attorney-
motion I made.
With the attorney looking over, just
He can look over it if he choose to.
with the attorney's.
I got a
approval.
motion and a second
Is
pending
that, is that what
attorney
you- with the
review.
attorney's approval on it?
He can, all we need is approval. He just needs
I
to
got a
review it.
motion and a second.
If he
pending,
chooses to.
Reviewed by the attorney. And the appropriateness. All right, any other questions?
Is this,
All-
are you giving this to the clerk to add to?
She's welcome to have a copy of that, I don't have a problem with that.
All right, I got a motion and a
She said
second on the
you
floor
can have
for
a copy
approval.
of that, that's your copy.
No other questions? All in favor, show a sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Mr. Hill?
Second item I'd like to discuss is I want to, it's my understanding, Mrs. Hansel has hired an attorney, and the attorney made a presentation to the board regarding IMS's invoices. And as I recall, the attorney made a statement that we did not provide proper backup and was advising the board to hold on making any payments until we provided that information. I came today, if Ms. Hansel will allow me, be gracious enough, kind enough to sit down with me. I have the documentation to back up the invoices. We can discuss it and go through it.
Okay.
If today is not a good time for her, I'll be more than happy to come back. But I'm just trying to resolve this. But I would like the board to take action on something today as it relates to the payment. And as it relates to information and having backup. For instance, we just discussed
SAP 76M, covering Old Leland, Old Highway, Stoneville, and Roy Store. You got the acceptance, the work has been accepted, the county is benefiting from the accepted work, you're using the project. We got evidence and documentation that I will share with you all. The state has already paid you roughly $144,908.54 that you received back in March, been sitting in your account. So I'm asking the board to promptly release that part of the invoice to us today. And I also have.
So move, I'd like to make a motion to that.
What was that on? What was that?
That
What
was on
project?
the same project.
That's my
The paving
motion to
project.
pay them promptly.
Yeah. For the construction engineering services.
Right. So that would, now would that be everything on that on those projects?
No, the remaining would be the 48,000.
Well, we just
No,
approved.
I'm saying including that in what you're talking about now.
That would be everything for that project.
The total project for those projects, for the
Exactly.
Oleta Road, Roy Store Road, and
Yes,
all
sir.
that. Yeah. And how much was that amount?
$144,908.54 is what you have in the bank. It's
Have
already
you
declared.
invoiced us for that already?
That's the part of the invoice that I shared with you all.
Just now?
All right, we
Just
have
now?
those funds,
The
Ms.
full
Carter.
invoice that covered the 683,
Yeah.
this was
Yeah.
included.
I make a motion with the.
I've already made the motion.
But McGee,
No, no.
Yes, sir.
the $144,000 plus, is that for engineering or engineering and construction?
That's for the construction engineering inspection.
For construction, engineering and inspection?
Exactly.
So
What-
part of it goes to engineer, construction cost,
No. That's for our fees for our services.
$144,000?
$144,000 that you already have in the bank.
Right.
I got proof of it right here.
All right.
Right.
What about-
Would you pass it out so I get a copy of that?
I want to present
Has the
proof.
construction cost been paid?
Yes,
The project is complete.
it's
You have
completed.
acceptance right
It's been completed.
What's the answer to the question?
I make a substitute motion.
Well, let's get the answer to the question. Has the construction cost been paid?
Yes, it has.
Wait a minute, let me get
We,
the
I'm
other
not here.
representative from.
no,
our-
Miss
I'm
Miss
not-
Charlisa, she presented to the board, every board, I
Ms.
mean,
Brooks.
we've paid
Sir, or
everything.
Ms. Brooks. I'd
I
like
think
to
you need
talk-
to ask the county administrator,
Sorry
because
about that,
she the
Ms.
one that
Brooks.
cuts the check.
Sorry about that, Ms. Lee. All right, let me do this. Ms. Carter, do we have the check in the bank?
We have $144,908.
And now,
Would you pass it, Dee?
all right, now how much,
Would you send me a copy?
and now how much is about to be paid out?
$144,908.
Now, what about construction costs? Is that paid already?
All is been paid. They gone.
Does that finish those projects out?
When we receive the
That's
final
what I'm saying,
payment,
yeah,
that
that
will close
hundred
that
and forty
project.
some
That
odd
will-
thousand,
That
that closes that.
48,000 will
Yeah,
close
we
that
Close
one.
that project.
We've been paid all of
All right, so
it.
this gonna wrap it up. I got a motion and a second.
I
I
made a substitute
already made a
motion
motion.
to approve it with the attorney's approval, just to look over it. That'd be my substitute motion.
All right, well, part of the motion is to cut a check today.
My motion,
Excuse me, Ms. Brooks. Part of the request is for payment today. Mr. Attorney, you say have any issues with what you
Would that be
see?
possible to do that today? That'd be possible for you to look over it today, just to get your approval?
Let me offer this, okay, with respect to, and I will have to get with Ms. Carter on it. If in fact the work has been complete,
Mhm.
okay?
we driving them every day.
It was completed when IMS was the engineers, and they designed and oversaw this project.
They did.
Then the payment is due over, okay?
Okay,
All right? On this project.
okay.
My motion is
They
still
did.
standing.
They did. So what's your point? They did, Mr. Griffin.
You need to pay them, that's what it means.
Ms. Brooks, excuse me, please.
But I'm just, you
All
know,
right, any other questions?
my motion's still standing.
I'm gonna entertain. Go ahead, Ms. Carter.
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is,
This is for,
Paving project.
this is the paving project.
he called it
This-
SAP 76M.
The road has been paved.
Old Leland Road,
It is being
Several of 'em.
utilized, as I understand.
we
by
use it every day.
IMS was the engineer at the time,
Really supposed to
paved the
everybody.
project. Has it been completed?
It's been completed, we paid everybody. As a matter of fact, we've been, and actually the money, how long has the money been there? Since
Oh my
March of
God.
2024?
Then I recommend IMS get
Any
So-
no other questions? And no other disruptions?
Ma'am,
Oh. SAP 76M,
that's just documentation of what
SAP
Ms.
76.
Carter has
SAP, I'm
confirmed that you all have in the bank.
But the contract for payment is
SAP 76M.
77M.
Yes, ma'am.
76.
76M.
all in favor of the motion, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And what motion is that,
carries.
the one I carried, to pay them
That's
immediately?
unanimous. All right, we'll make that happen, Mr. Hill.
I have one more request for board approval of payment today, and that's regarding the Fur Road Bridge. That project was completed and put in use roughly around August. Has gone through reinspection with the state. You all had already paid us more than 80% of our fees. This is just close that out.
What's the balance on that?
The balance on that is $50,774.04.
So moved
Have we
to
received
pay
that, Ms.
them.
Carter? Have we received the rest of that off Fur Road? Or was
We got
that?
the invoice?
That was county funds, that was county funds.
So moved to pay
Have you
them.
received this invoice? Is this the first time you've
That's
seen the
part of
invoice?
Comprehensive
That's
invoice.
for-
Well, we been sent, y'all been, he
All right,
been
I
sent,
got a
but you know,
motion.
y'all sent it to Ms.
No, this ain't
Hamilton.
part of that, now, this is
Yes, it
something-
was.
All right, let me do this here real quick.
It
Go
was a
ahead, Mr.
part
Attorney.
of it.
Go ahead, Mr. Attorney.
Has the plans and specifications been presented?
Yes,
to
sir.
the clerk?
You remember, you recall back when there was an issue about the
Okay.
87.
That was 2 years
All right, I got a
ago.
motion and a second on the floor. Any other questions?
Recommend
Who
y'all
seconded the
move forward-
motion?
Move forward with that.
Gordon, you good with second?
Yeah.
Everyone satisfied?
Yeah, you good? Hold tight, fellas. All right, and ladies, all in favor of the motion? Show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Mr. Hill?
My last comment is I appreciate your support today. Appreciate you approving these two items that get us closer to
Thank you.
closing out on what is properly due to us. I will still like to sit down with Ms. Hansel and go through the other items so she's satisfied and we can get paid for those other services that we render.
All right, we'll have him reach out to you.
Thank you.
So,
Okay.
Ms. Hansel, is there, can we meet
That's not
today?
Ms. Hansel. We'll have Ms. Hansel, we'll have her office reach out to you. We'll work it out.
Her attorney stated that she's handling this.
I remember. But
Now,
she'll let
he
you know.
was clear about
So,
that, that's what the attorney
is it-
said.
Ms. Hansel handling this or is it the board?
Now, let
Because
me
the
be,
board
all
already approved to pay it.
right, let me do this for you,
It's
Mr.
just a
Hill.
matter, what he said, I'm
Let me-
being
let
very
me-
clear
let-
on what he said. You
let me
can go
do-
back and look at the tape.
let me do this
He
for you.
said, we need documentation.
Mr. Hill.
I'm here ready, I got
Mr.
all the
Hill.
documentation right here.
Mr. Hill.
See all this? I'm ready to go through every item.
All right, we're
I'm
good.
just trying to resolve this, that's
All
all
right,
I'm trying to
well,
do.
we're done with this right now, Mr.
Gordon
Hill,
said he
and,
likes
and
his
we
getting paid
will,
for the work we've done.
and we will-
I just want y'all to honor that. I
and
want
we
y'all to-
will have, you will have a conversation with the clerk whenever she's ready. We can't demand
Sir,
that.
that's not fair.
That's fine, but thank you for your time. Appreciate you. Next item.
I have a question, Ms. Bernadine, will you set up something, Ms. Hansel, so this can be taken care of, because it's just sitting here out there?
She will, Miss, she's heard you loud and clear.
I don't know if Ms. Hansel,
All
she
right,
been in
ju-
over years, so
ju-
I don't know if
just
she
know
heard
on
or
the
not.
agenda. Next item on the agenda.
Just know,
No, hold up, you're out of order,
I
and I
would
don't
love
have you to
just
rules.
one, can I
Ms.
make a
Carter, it's your
statement?
report.
Go
Let's
on, make your statement.
Well, as long as you take the pay, state statute says you gotta pay a penalty, you owe me interest. I'm entitled to claim that.
Okay, we have expended 32% of our budget through February 3rd.
Y'all like paying extra, pay dollars
41.26%.
over, I see.
Total receipts
Y'all
deposited
so
January
smart.
17th through February
Y'all
3rd,
real
total
smart. Yes, we will. Y'all just need some of that money. They been done, they been, I don't think they submitted, y'all
Excuse me,
need
please,
to do
let me,
that.
y'all got to cut the sidebar out.
Why not? I can do it, I can do it, shut my mouth, shut my mouth.
So moved to approve.
I got a motion? Second. And a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The Western Line School District is requesting usage of the Convention Center for graduation practices and graduation exercises on May 21st, 2026, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and on the 22nd, 2026, from 5 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. with fees waived.
So moved to approve.
Got a motion? And a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I need to ratify the advertisement, in the paper for the 12-month supply bids for the road department.
Any motion?
So moved.
And a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Have a letter for Cabin, from Cabin on the Bowl. They're requesting the board to become a sponsor for the 2025 Showcase on Wheels Campaign Show and Festival. The event will take place on Saturday, April 19th, on the grounds of Cabin on the Vogue in Leland. And this is from Ms. B. Patterson.
What else you got?
That's it. It's just the board. What's the pleasure of the
Say it
board?
again, what is it, Charlize?
Cabin on the Vogue sponsorship. They having their 2025
Mark.
annual
So,
I got a
showcase.
question
I'd
for
like
you.
to give it to them. How much they asking for?
Last year y'all did 25.
I'd like to give them 25,000, 2,500
It went
again.
through
That's my motion.
2,500.
What is it?
2,500 again, that's my
Yeah.
motion.
What,
Cabin on the Bowl,
okay, they're doing the, 2,500?
Yeah.
2,500.
You have that in there, in the corner?
Yeah.
You have that in
That's
there?
in the,
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
We
the
gave
fund-
it
have
to
that
'em- we
part.
gave them to them
All right,
last
all
year.
in favor, show by sign of aye.
You gave it to them.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries, that's unanimous.
Thank you.
From the Washington County Coroner, she's requesting approval for Mr. Charles Bell to attend a one-day training in Pearl, Mississippi. And this is a requirement, from the state medical examiners.
All right, any approval for that?
So moved.
And a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
She's also requesting travel for herself to attend the 2025 Medical Examiner Association Winter Conference in Flowood on February 12th through the 15th for her continuing education hours.
That it?
That's it.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
And that concludes my report.
Ms. Bernadine, you got something for us? Okay.
I just said it over there.
I have a lease agreement from Congressman Dennis Thompson that needs approval.
All right, for his office,
Yes, sir.
the office here at the complex. Need a motion to approve. The lease agreement is pretty standard. It's all the same information.
What's the amount of the lease?
500 per month.
It's the renewal of the.
I know, I just wanna know the amount of the
500
lease.
a month. 500 a month. Any questions, comment? I got a motion.
Do we pay the utility bills or they pay them?
I have no clue.
I'm asking, that's what I wanna know. Do we pay the utility bills?
It's not a separate meter over there, I don't believe. We pay.
So the county pays the utility and the water for them?
Yeah.
I think everything comes has been in office.
The answer is
He's been in
yes.
that office.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I just want to know what is what.
All right, any other questions? All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Ms. Bernadine?
bonds for approval. Springfield Public School District. Easter Dalard, Eddie Butler, Jennifer Edwards, Janice Monroe, Barry Clark, Kristen Jones, Alicia Shaw, Candace Jernigan, Tarnasha Jones, Pamela Williams, Sandra Riley, Patricia Allen, Samuel Newsom, Antoinette Gibbs, Allison Washington, Roger Wardell, Teresa Irvin, Waukesha Townsend, Roy Riley, Alicia Leslie, Oliver Johnson, and Antoinette Williams.
So moved to approve.
I got a motion? I need a second.
Second.
We got a second. Now, all those names are current members of the Greenwood Public School staff?
Not all of them.
Different one, different.
I like, but we're renewing bonds for,
The bond for, Dr. Monroe is the lady coming in, but it's here.
For Dr. Monroe for what? For Greenwood Public Schools? Why did they do that?
we always do it, but I think Ms. Monroe retired. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
they
asking.
got Dr. Eileen Richards is on there, her name on there now. It's
Let-
Dr. Eileen Richards.
Come on, finish what we got now.
When they send this to you?
Friday.
Or you need to send it back to them, cause I mean, under new-
No,
There's no reason to
No.
even get a bond for Dr. Monroe and she's no
All right,
longer.
what we'll
the
do,
superintendent.
board,
File the bond.
we'll file the bonds, we'll make everything's appropriate. I got a motion on the floor and a second to approve, right? All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Attorney, I got a question. They just sent a bond over here for
Come on,
Dr.
come on, you go.
Monroe.
That's your report.
She's no longer the superintendent.
I'm gonna get those. That's it? All right. All right. All right.
You can
All
still
right.
file a bond,
We're gonna-
but they have to cancel the bond.
We're gonna copy, all the we're gonna copy the correspondence into the minutes. We've got minutes from the WYMD as well as the, Visitors Bureau. So we'll be copying all those documents into the minutes. Sheriff Department. All right, come on with it.
This letter was received from the Office of the State Auditor
Mhm.
to inform the board that they have received your 23 audit at the State Audit Department.
Outstanding.
They just getting 2023.
All right,
That's insulting.
thank you.
It's 2025.
You need to learn.
Time out, time out. Come on, Chief.
Good morning.
I still
Mr. Griffin.
insulted.
Come on, Chief.
Good morning.
Morning.
Leave alone for January 17, 2025, January 11th, January 24th, is in the amount of $13,867.
So moved to accept.
I got a motion and a second for the, for meal cost. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We got one day. Anything else, Chief?
Yes, sir. There's also a question that we have some sales, padded sales that was when the facility was built. They were for mental health patients. And those rooms have become dysfunctional for placing them in. And he would like for the board to allow our engineer, Mr. Hooker, to come out, take a look and see if we can get those rooms, get those sales back in working order.
Need a motion?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have for right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
attorney's report.
And I think we can probably do some of these, I've submitted a report. But on, freedom behavior has taken a position that, the $750 Medicaid costs is,
Explain to the board what that is now.
that's a proposed contract for psychiatric care. The Chancery Clerk piece and freedom behavior is unwilling to come off $750. I recommend we go ahead and approve the contract with them.
So moved.
All right, got a motion. And a second. Now, is that a daily cost or per
That's per
nickel
day.
cost?
That's per day, sir.
All right, so the board to understand, that's a per day cost.
And we don't anticipate being more than 4 or 5 days anyway, okay?
How much total we spend last year?
It's not- we didn't spend anything.
All right, so where's,
We didn't have
where's,
no contract.
where's the line at? Where's this coming from?
There's a line.
How much is in it?
I think right now, maybe like 100K or 150.
So how many days is that?
Kind of money draw.
How many days is that?
Well, it won't be every day. It won't be every day. It's just if they've got somebody in there.
But there's so many days in the year,
Yeah.
and this budget's gonna have to last a year.
Yeah.
If you look at how many days you had committals last year, based on those numbers, is that enough money to get you through this budget year?
That's probably enough to get us through this budget year.
I got a motion and a second on the floor. Everybody understand? All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next one, the MEC, you look at yourself, for your, okay, but, on the Bridges property, on Lake Lee,
Wait a minute. Everybody understand what he's talking about, MEC?
Yeah.
And look at yourself.
Yeah.
it's in,
Well, it's right here.
I got it in the report, okay, it's a confidential report, do not disseminate it.
Oh, oh.
MEC, the Bridges property, Wise appraiser, I contacted them last week, they will do the appraisal. I recommend we go ahead and approve, them to conduct the appraisal on that property.
So moved.
On Lake Washington.
On what now? On the bridges?
Oh,
On what now? On the bridges?
come on up and give us your name, please.
Yes,
Ma'am?
Come on up and give us your name, please.
yes, ma'am.
This is on Lake Washington.
On Lake Washington? No, on Lake Washington.
No, ma'am. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna get you, we'll bring you up in just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I recommend you go ahead and approve Wise to conduct that appraisal.
Remember, that was the property that.
On Lake Washington.
Yeah, that, the property that adjoined our boat
Yes,
ramp
sir.
on Lake Washington, a small piece of property that they wouldn't sell to adjoined ours. So, we're getting an appraisal on it, see what it's worth.
And I got a motion and a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Are you here on Lake Lee?
TP Reynolds Estate.
Yeah, right.
That's not,
What Mr. Hooker as he told you earlier, he had conducted some area photographs of that property. We're gonna need, he's gonna need to get in there at some point,
What is
okay,
that?
to conduct a survey and do a proper legal description of what we need.
who are you
So,
talking to?
I'm talking to the board,
Okay.
okay? I'm telling you what we're gonna need. So, we know that the property is, there's a contact. You here on that property?
Yes, Mr.
Now,
Griffin.
who are you?
Excuse me, Ms. Griffin. Give us your name, please.
Margaret Reynolds Fisher,
And she's the owner of,
property on Lake Lee, my brother and I owners.
all right, anything you want to share with us, or we want to just start blasting with questions?
Well, I didn't come here, I just came here just to see them. I didn't know this was on the agenda.
Well, Ms. Reynolds, we've been having conversation since the last time that you and Supervisor Gordon talked, a few years ago, about access to the lake. And,
You were here when we came and explained why,
you know, but all the rubbish and the way things were left and unkept.
and why the lease was up, and we just decided not to continue.
Right. And hopefully,
Ms. Reynolds, can I meet with you immediately after this meeting over at the, we meet across the way over here if possible?
no.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
You and Lee.
Yeah.
Now, y'all want to make she share, or y'all want to wait till you all meet, then come back?
I think let's meet with her first.
Yeah.
Because what I was about to say to the board, she can receive that information. Okay.
Outstanding. Ms. Reynolds, you good with that? Can you give us a few minutes after we gonna wrap this meeting up pretty quick?
Yes.
We appreciate you, but you'll meet with these two gentlemen.
If we get it finished soon, why couldn't we just meet right here after everybody
You
clears
can.
out?
We'll
real
get
quick?
out of your
We'll
way.
just stay right here. We'll just stay right here.
And
when
we'll
we
get out of your
started.
way.
Yeah.
All right. Mark, the reason I asked you to kind of stick around was we had asked for a engineering solution or to look at number 2 drainage ditch. Have you had a chance to look at any of that?
I went out, right after we talked about it and looked at it with, the Drainage Commission's foreman, John
Beard.
And, John and I talked, most of that property is kind of draining towards the north, toward O'Leary Road, but it cuts off before it gets there. There's one culvert under O'Leary Road that's a little bit small to carry. If you change the drainage pattern now to carry it off, you would have to drain it to the east and then, dig a pretty good ditch. You already got part of a pretty good ditch down, in Driveway Road and drop it into, the ditch where the culvert goes under the highway. The only other option would be drain it, out to the highway. You drain it out to the highway, we're gonna have to cut a significantly deeper ditch and replace, a bunch of culverts to get it in there. And, as I told, the gentleman at the time, that, in the past, W.O. Burley Engineers were contacted to do an assessment of it. And, that they did do that assessment and they brought it to the board, with a recommendation on what to do to move forward. Because if you cut those ditches, it's in a wetland, and generally when you have to do any work in a wetland, you cannot place fill. But to do some other work, you may need a 404. That's what takes so long with these state aid projects, when we have to go through the court. If we don't fit a certain definition for a categorically that's what Mr. Bartley brought, to the board to make a recommendation to go forward with, and they presented a contract. And, that was stopped. So the fact that we're aware of that, we're gonna have some discussion, Mr. Griffin and I, about what we do to go forward so that we won't be going out there and cutting some ditches and straighten, a drainage problem out and run afoul of 404 Act and get the county into a lawsuit.
What is the 404 Act?
Woodlands.
That's the Environmental Protection Agency Act that tells you what you can and cannot do with wetlands.
I'm sure it's gonna change this year.
Not necessarily.
And
That's federal, ain't it?
it's been that way for about
I'm
50
almost
years.
sure it's gonna change under this administration.
Could be.
Okay.
Could be. But
Mark.
I won't know what to do until, like I said, Mr. Griffin gives me the advice to protect this board. But
Mr.
I'll be glad to do whatever the board wants. We'll go further with survey.
Is there funding does you have to put funding in place in order to get some relief to work on those wetlands? Or how does that process work? Okay.
NRC
Right
and
now,
stuff, don't have the funding for that.
it might not be funding involved. But right now, we're having an
What about
issue.
EPA?
EPA, I'm not aware of it.
You good, Ms. Brooks?
So but they do have funding available, am I correct? Or
Do what?
MDQ and EPA, don't they normally have funding for stuff like that?
Not Woodlands.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not Woodlands.
What about, over in Clarksville, when you try to put programs together, federal agency in Clarksville,
DRA?
DRA, don't they have funding available when you try to do a project, we can do studies for that? Cause I know they've done stuff, you're not aware of that?
I'm not aware of it.
You good, Ms. Brooks?
No, I just, that's not good.
All right, one thing ask, Mark, we have an issue with a family of beavers that have moved in. And, we're gonna go ahead and let the trapper come in there this week
Right.
and start taking that family of beavers out. And once they do, then, of course, we'll get with Beard and his people and our folks and probably go in there and, clear that out. Now, while they're in there, if there's a drainage issue heading north toward Old Leland Road, I'll have Clay holler at you, and while they got the equipment, pull something through that.
Be glad to go out there with it.
All right.
Whatever levels we need.
All right, appreciate you.
And, thank Ms. Reynolds for her time. She talked with a friend of mine last week about maybe coming and discussing this thing and gave me her input on it. And, as Mr. Griffin said, we have an old survey and we plotted it out on an aerial photograph where we have some clarity of what's there. And, whatever y'all decide, we look forward to working with Mr. Fisher about it.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Thank y'all.
Did we get everyone? Malcolm Jackson,
Yes, sir.
you want to be added to the agenda?
Yes, sir. Just a quick second, real brief, 30 seconds of.
Give us your name and your,
I'd like to
give your
make
name and your
a
purpose for being here.
Malcolm to the agenda. We don't have to.
Give us your name.
Second, Bishop Benson, he seconded the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Go ahead, Ms. Jones, Ms. Jackson.
The community is watching every week this meeting, and we can't hear it. And I've shared with a number of board members that we can't hear the meeting. If you look at all of the comments, even today, you'll hear people saying, we can't hear the meeting. A couple of people, maybe your mic, Mr. McGee mic, they work sometimes we don't, we can't hear. When the people are speaking here, I'm not sure that I'm being heard right now. It's important. The community cares about what's going on in Washington County.
All right.
I own a piece of property in everybody's district in here. So I'm concerned about what's going on in Washington County. But if we can't hear the meeting, I don't know if I need to donate $5,000 to get y'all some new mics or what we need to do to get y'all heard by
Yeah.
the community. But I would appreciate it if this would be the last day I would have to come in here and say, we can't hear our supervisors. Because I know that our supervisors and the people that voted for everybody in this room, they know that you're confident in what you're doing.
All right.
Because they wouldn't have voted for you. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you in the 5,000
Yes, sir.
and just make the check out to the
But I want
clerk or
some
the
results
administrator.
for my money. I don't
And
want
what
you
we'll
to
do
take it.
is,
Next
excuse
week,
me,
I'm gonna
please.
give you mics.
We don't meet next week.
Well, whenever
But
y'all
excuse
meet.
me, please.
All right.
What we'll do, we'll put a priority on taking a look at the system, and if we get that many complaints, there is a need for an upgrade. And what we need to do is have some kind of instrument or device to let us know which mics are working, If you don't have your mic on, I'm pretty sure nobody can hear you.
Could you hear me, sir, in the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll work it. I need a motion to accept the 5,000.
I
I
wanna
need-
say,
excuse-
if it don't take that, and it takes more than that, you let me know, but we want this problem resolved this week.
All right, be very careful, Mr. Jackson. I need a motion to accept.
Charlie, he was just kidding about that. We'll get
Oh,
to, but I
okay.
had folks call me too, say they could not hear.
And if, the only people they say that they can really hear is Supervisor Brooks and Supervisor McGee, but y'all talk loud enough and you guys talk well into your mic, they can hear.
Well, maybe we need something better so everybody can see.
These are the second set of mics, we tried the things over the head, y'all didn't use them, and then we tried those to where
All
you
right.
just clearly, if you use your mic, they can hear.
Ms.
All right.
Carter, is it possible that we can get some mics directly in front of us? so
Y'all
we can
had
see?
those
Well,
and you wouldn't, and
Well,
they said.
since I've been on here, we've never had.
Yes, you had,
All
had
right.
the extension, sir.
Hey, okay, y'all, here we go. Ms. Jackson, we appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
And we'll make it work. I assure you, we'll do our very best to make sure. And before the meeting starts, I'll ask that everyone put your mics in close proximity of your mouth so you can be heard. Thank you for that input, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it, thank you for your
All
time.
right, did we get everyone?
Do we need
Sir?
another system?
Oh, we good, come on,
Do you
we
think we
good.
need another system?
No, you just need to talk into it, like everybody has them on the floor. Okay. Lee, you good?
I am, yes.
Tommy? All right, Ms. Brooks.
Yes, okay, this is the month of February. So, of course, February, we all know, is Black History Month. And my biggest concern is that we continue to pay homage to African Americans who made major contributions, not only in our county, like Mr. Luke Alexander, who was the first Black supervisor for Washington County. We need to continue to pay homage to African Americans, and I know DEI is such a buzzword right now, but a lot of times when I hear DEI now, they use it racially. You know, that's just another way of saying the N-word now. A lot of times they want to take DEI out, and that's a way of saying they want to get blacks out, but they saying the N-word. And I've heard it in conversations that I was privileged to that I probably shouldn't have been privileged to. But I think we do need to take advantage of thinking about how do we be fair in our community, how we move our community forward. Yes, it is African American month, Black History Month, but at the end of the day, we all gonna have to work together if we really wanna move our county forward. A lot of times it's a lot of division, not only in Washington County, even on the national level. We see what's going on in our country. We just had these two catastrophic planes go down, and the first thing that we heard from our president was DEI. And the concern is it should be about how do we care about each other, how do we show love to each other. So I think Black History Month, I want us to continue to pay homage to our community because we do have, this is a minority of black, a largely populated black community. And the concern for me is when we look back over history, have we really moved forward or are we moving backwards? And the truth of the matter, in my day and time, I would have to say we're moving backwards because I think about when I was a kid, how Little Mississippi looked, how the Delta looked, and it has gone completely backwards. Nothing is moving forward. You know, it's almost like we want to take our community back to really go back into slavery. Not so much that you're being whipped by some white people as they did during slavery, but we are in modern day slavery where you want to acknowledge not if you're not being educated or if you vote against your concerns, they're overlooked. But it's a lot needs to be done to continue to move America forward because African Americans have played a vital role on moving this country forward. My biggest concern is to never go back to slavery, more so modern day slavery.
Jerry? You good? Did we miss anyone in the audience? Come on up, give us your name.
Mr. Ed Bowen.
Yes, sir, give us your name again.
Yes.
Everybody familiar with Mr. Hass?
Yes, we know this has.
Come on, Mr. Hass.
McGee.
Yes, sir.
Working on projects at 23
Okay,
and Raglan Road.
got it?
Still bad shape.
Okay.
It's worse every day. I'm quite sure if none of you on the board want to be out there in that dust
something done about that, Ms. Brooks?
Well, can I say this right here? They got to tear the road completely up. Let's go back. It's going to have to be torn up completely. It's going to even get worse than what it is today, so you'll already know.
Would you want to live in that area? And
No, not
that's
so
what-
much I
that's
don't
the-
wanna, I just, not so, I mean, I don't wanna live all over Washington County, it's not that, but we're gonna have to tear the road up, and what they're telling us now, when we tore the road up in the past, we didn't let it stay torn up long enough, okay? They got the, I guess, let the rocks get in the road to a certain percentage. They said once we tear it up, we got to wait at least 6 months before we overlay, so I'm letting you know, when we tear the road up, cause they got to tear it up again, but we got to let it stay torn up at least 6 months. They said we moved too fast. This was explained to this board by the road department. We moved too fast and that we put the road back and it chipped in. So I want you to understand, when they get ready to tear the road up, it's gonna get even worse than what it is now before it can get better. Now I want you to be forthcoming with you.
Ms. Brooks, you said in this board meeting
Mm-hmm.
that the road manager told you that they didn't put the asphalt down right.
Oh.
But I'm going.
You said that.
Yes, sir. I was initially told that, but now we have a new road manager. We don't have. Since then we've had 3 road managers in less than 6 months. Okay, less than 8 months. Let's be clear. We've had 3 road managers. We're in our 3rd road manager, and this new road manager told our board last Monday. They didn't have Facebook. We were on Facebook. They didn't have it on Facebook. But anyway, he explained to us that the road was torn up, but it was not torn up long enough, because actually Ann Drive was my main concern to ensure how do we not have that problem, not for Ann Drive, but for any road in our county. So it's not so much Ann Drive is not being spoke about, Mr. Hayes.
Pass.
Has. The concern is how do we do it right the next time so we won't have a problem with Ann Drive or any other road. And so what we were told, and maybe we might get professionals to come in and work with our road department so we can identify the problem. And I think that's probably the best thing to do, because we've heard 3 different things, and you are correct. I did tell you that per a past road manager. So we may have to get professionals in to come in and do an assessment on what the problem was, because the county did lose money with that, 'cause we put a lot of asphalt down.
No, we didn't.
And I guess once we get ready to tear the road up, I'm gonna ask this board during that time to get a professional to come in and do an assessment so we won't make that same problem again. Now, that's what I will do.
The north end was torn up, was fixed about 5 years ago, and it's still in pretty good shape.
What is
It
big?
wasn't out in a whole long period of time. I think, that we get overlooked out there. All our tax dollars, we get overlooked.
No, sir.
Y'all not gonna see us right. Last year, Segoy told us, and the board, it was out on Gordon Road. When they get through out there, it was called the Ann Drive and Road. Haven't made it yet. I guess they're crawling.
Well, sir, actually, you are correct about that. Once they finished, they were supposed to come to District 4. But President McGee had them go directly to his district and overstep District 4. You are correct. Once they left District 1, you are correct, they were supposed to come to District 4. But President McGee sent them to District 3 to address his concerns, and they still over in his district now.
All right, Mr. Hask, I understand what you're saying. That washboard effect you're talking about,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna clean that up. I'll get a grader out there and take care of that. And,
You
let me give you a call. We'll meet you out there and we'll see what we can get done. But, Gurdon Road, that is in my district. And when they didn't complete it because issues with our supply of asphalt and different stuff. But let me roll through there today and we'll talk, we'll look, and we'll get you graded off, slicked up. It's not a soft spot in there. It has sit long enough, and we'll get you chipped and sealed out.
I mean, we have people going to Stoneville,
Yeah.
Road,
Yeah.
and they come through there
It's-
running 80 miles an hour like it, and you like a stack of storm down there.
Right.
There's a white sheet.
White
I mean,
dust.
You don't appreciate that.
Gotcha, Ms. Hask.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gates.
No, thank you. Okay, thank you. All right. Now, we've got, I just want to remind people of a couple of things. First of all, we want to copy all the reports into the minutes.
I think we already did that one.
No, I didn't. copy all the reports into the minutes and accept all reports. Need a motion?
So moved.
And a second. All in favor, show by sign of aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Excuse me, you all. But just a reminder, on the 22nd of this month, the Junior Auxiliary is having their annual fundraiser. It's not too late to support this organization with what they're doing. Also, this coming Thursday, don't forget Habitat to Humanities, which is raising a toast or raising something at the convention center on Thursday evening. They have still got tickets available. Excellent fundraiser to help with some of the housing issues we have in this community. That is on Thursday, the 6th. I know most of us are scheduled to be out of town that day. And also on the 5th. Hey. Oh, man, it's not on our allocations. And
It's not?
we also,
It's not? I thought we did.
no.
Okay.
And don't forget the wildlife dinner on the 15th. I thought there was a convention center. This says extension office.
The wildlife?
That's what it's saying. At 6 p.m., Washington County Extension Office. Speaker to be announced. But we'll get some clarification. Please pay close attention to the announcements on the news and everything else in support these worthy organizations. If there's nothing else and no one else, I appreciate you two
I
being
do.
willing to meet with Mr.
I guess probably somebody else needs to meet with Ms. Reynolds and myself and the attorney, because I'm not for that project, so.
Which
you know,
project?
the Lake Lee project, so I think in all fairness to the county, discussing it, I think it needs to be, maybe you and me, or somebody else sit in on that that voted for that, because I'm not for moving forward with that project, so.
Well, let's
in
just see
all-
where we are. Let's see what she has to offer.
Okay.
And you never know,
Okay,
you know, where we may end up.
Okay,
This
well,
is-
that's
we-
fine.
we-
We're
We're
just
just
run-
gonna
okay.
talk, yeah.
well, just,
Yeah, this is just a talk, and she can share
Okay.
with us. And all due respect to Ms. Reynolds, we
Okay.
appreciate everything her family has done over the years.
yeah,
And only because of our missteps, excuse me, please, only because of our missteps, you know, we ended up in a situation that we're in right now.
Gotcha.
Now it's an opportunity to rectify it, correct it,
Okay.
and work something out going forward, and hopefully that's what'll happen.
all right.
Mr. Griffin? Please, Ms. Reynolds, please.
We did try after it was closed, with the county's help, because I knew when the county, you were here, right? Okay, so you know what the situation was and how severe it was. The county made an offer to make the park closed for a year to try to clear out the drug dealers, the dumping, you know, the trespassers, the thieves, all of that situation, and the
Hey, Mr.
I replied and asked for liability insurance from the county. I asked for fencing from the county, and I asked for a
Guard.
dawn to dark opening and closing. We open at dawn, close at dark.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear, what again?
Dawn to dark, open and closing.
Oh, done to dark.
Yes. Okay, and they're going to discuss that with you as soon as we clear out of here?
They refused that now?
We decline.
Yeah.
And we're going to clear out Ms. Reynolds?
Something like that.
I just want to remind you all, I have the players from Councilman Burkett, they will be at the play on the 24th, community time.
February 24th, everybody be on point. That's on a Monday evening. That's a Monday evening. So we'll make sure we're there to support the kids from Hollandale. All right, I need a motion to go ahead and recess until our second meeting, which will be February 17th.
So moved.
18th?
So
What's
moved.
happening on the 17th?
That's
holiday?
President's Day.
What?
President's Day.
Is it really? February 18th, I'm sorry.
So moved.
I got a motion and a second for a recess. All in favor, show by sign of aye. All, any opposed, motion carries. Jerry.